Sports Center.
Houston Texans wide receiver Stefon Diggs' season is over. An MRI confirmed that he did in fact suffer an ACL tear in Sunday's win over the Colts after he went down with a non-contact injury. Indianapolis Colts had benched last year's 4th overall pick quarterback Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco. Richardson has been under scrutiny since tapping out during that loss to the Texans Sunday on a crucial 3rd down.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. A little rain today.
Where did that come from, by the way?
Clue.
I mean, I know it came from the sky, but there was no rain in the forecast.
Did you watch the forecast?
No.
No. So how do you know, Minix?
Well, honestly, yesterday while I was getting my car washed, the guy said, yeah, at least it will last a couple of days. Not supposed to rain until Thursday. And I looked at my phone and went, yeah, you're right. Probably by Thursday it won't rain.
Well, you're screwed then.
It rained today. It rained. It was pretty heavy rain as well.
I think over on this side of town more than other places.
Now, when you say this side of town, people are driving around all over.
Well, we're over 35 in Eisenhower.
There you go.
Okay,
the
35
Northeast,
in Eisenhower.
yes.
So, yeah, depending on where you were, because the streets seemed a lot wetter when I got over here to 35 in Eisenhower.
Wetter, huh?
Wetter.
They were wetter?
More wet?
You liked more wet streets?
Sure. The wetter, the better.
Were they not moist where you came from?
Well, moist is one thing. Wet is another.
So when you left your house,
it was moist.
It was moist.
And
by the time you got to work, it was wet.
Yeah, I mean,
All
that's typically the way it works,
Okay.
right?
I mean, sure.
Uh-huh. Depends on what you're doing.
Wow.
little foreplay, I mean, moist goes to wet.
So it didn't rain at your house?
Very little. Yeah. Did it rain at yours?
I don't know. When I left my home, it had not rained.
It didn't rain a lot.
And then I was pulling into a drive-thru, and it was buckets of rain, which always sucks when you're sitting in a drive-thru and rolling down your window, and the rain's coming right in.
Well, they don't have a little canopy over the window?
Well, they do over the window, but not over the machine where you order.
Oh.
They'll protect the money.
Well, of course.
They're not going to protect you when you're trying to order.
That's right.
And then you have the option. I mean, it's just water, right?
That's all it is.
Do I go to the drive-thru or do I run inside?
Well, it depends on if you want your car wet inside. You're
going to open your door regardless. It will get wet then.
Yeah, but not as much as if you've got the window down, you're ordering through the window, and they're going, what? You want tomatoes with that?
No, I always say no tomatoes. Although, wasn't that even an option today, getting lunch?
What would you get?
Arby's.
Oh. Is that real meat?
Sure.
Arby's? I'm not sure it's real meat.
It is.
It's fake meat.
What do you mean it's fake meat?
I think
it's not
fake
vegetarian.
Meat. I think it's fake.
Arby's is wonderful.
I didn't mean vegetarian. I mean like man-made
Dude, you
science
had Dairy
project.
Queen tacos. You talk about science project.
They were delicious too, by the way. Pledge, I brought Pledge some, and he's been busy as hell. So they're back there, Pledge, but they're soggy as hell.
I'll survive.
You will.
Arby's is great. Do you not eat at Arby's?
Not really.
Really? Get a good beef and cheddar every now and then?
I'm not sure that's real beef.
I mean, what do you think it is?
I think it's a synthetic cow.
Their slogan is they have the meats.
I get it, but it doesn't say it's real meats.
Yes.
It just says it's meat.
Why would you say that?
I'm just saying.
There's
I'm not
never
sure
been
that it's
any issues with Arby's. It's wonderful.
I didn't say there was issues. I'm
Well,
just not sure.
Clearly, if you're saying it's not real.
Well, because if you look at that meat, it doesn't look real.
It really does, and it tastes good too. And they put enough cheese on there where it's hidden.
What does real meat look like, Joe?
Well, let's see.
And again, keep in mind, He's going to trash my Arby's today. He had tacos from Dairy Queen.
And that was real meat, and they were delicious. You had one.
You say that.
You had one. Tell the folks how delicious it was.
I can't lie to the people. I won't lie to the people. And I'm not saying that just to be an ass because you say it's delicious. I had a soggy taco that was a decent, I had lunch, but I'll eat one because he brought them kind of snack.
Right.
That, I mean, again, they're not awful. They're not delicious. They are right in line with Jack in the Box, and those tacos are wonderful if the sun is down and you've been out drinking, right? You don't go to get Jack in the Box tacos unless you're just trying to be cheap during the day. That's not a lunchtime thing. I'm leaving the bar. Where am I going? Jack in the Box. Let's go.
Unless you get the little mini ones. Yeah, those are good because you can eat them in the car.
Well, again, eating in the car, they're different levels of rules when you're eating in the car because you don't want to mess. So you get those little mini tacos from the Jack in the Box, but you can't get them loaded because loaded you can't eat in the car. It's just a mess.
I didn't know that was an option. Loaded.
Well, they ask you every time, do you want those loaded or not?
Loaded with what?
They put the cheese and all the gunk right in that cup. And so it's just a freaking mess.
No, I don't want that.
No, not if you're eating because you're just looking. It's like the little cheeseburgers at McDonald's are literally the best things to eat while you're driving.
Those are great.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A is good, too.
While you're driving.
Yes.
Because you're not going to have anything spilled all over you.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Chick-fil-A with little chicken nugget things. Delicious.
Frank Valdez. Arby's with the fire emoji as he's watching on YouTube.
What does that mean, Frank?
He loves Arby's.
It really?
And he says with the mozzarella sticks. I like those jalapeno bites that they have there at Arby's. Those are good. And then the curly fries. That's a good lunch. And then you salt that off with a great soggy taco from Dairy Queen.
And it was delicious. Now, if you would have eaten it when I first brought them in.
You say delicious. It's not.
Dude,
it's
I had 4 of them.
Well, you were hungry.
I was. 4 tacos. It only took an hour and a half to make them. But
Only an hour and a half.
Dude, I must have sat at the Dairy Queen on Parent Vital for 45 minutes.
And at least you could still go to that one. You saw, and it's being brought up on YouTube, the Dairy Queen on Jackson Keller closed.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
You going to be okay? Did you even know there was a DQ there?
I had no clue there was a DQ
You wonder
there.
why they closed.
I didn't know there was one there. The one on Parent Vital's doing just fine. It was crowded. Big crowd in there. So
Big crowd.
they're doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Except they need a few more workers.
Well, they do. But you know it's always going to be slow. You can't go to Dairy Queen, any Dairy Queen, if you're in a hurry. Ever.
Well,
Ever.
typically it's not that long.
It's 20 minutes at least.
Well, I would have been happy with 20 minutes.
You would have been happy with 20 minutes, but 20 minutes for fast food goes against the definition of fast food. It's food. It's not fast.
No, it's not, and that's why they're good. I'll put those tacos up against anybody's.
Oh, please.
Anybody's. Who else has got a better crispy taco? What's your go-to, Minix, when it comes to crispy tacos? So you don't even know.
Well, hold on now. Teca Molina right over here off of Rittiman.
Mm-hmm.
They also have one over off of San Pedro. But the Teca Molina on Rittiman, not far from the radio station. And their enchilada lunch special, I think it's Tuesday, is incredible.
Well, that's a different thing. That's
well,
apples
no,
and oranges.
I'm just
We're
saying.
talking tacos.
But their crispy tacos are fantastic.
Well, I'm sure they
but
are.
But everything at Teca Molina is really good. The Thousand Oaks Cafe. But again, are you going fast food restaurant? What's the definition here? Are you doing fast food, quote unquote fast food restaurants? Because I would say a Taco Palenque or hell even a Taco Cabana are going to rate higher than Dairy Queen.
I haven't had a crispy taco at Taco Palenque. I always get their fajitas there.
Well, their fajitas are good, or what do they call it? The casero taco with the rice and the beans.
I don't know.
That's good, but that's
the
not
casero
crispy.
taco.
Yes. Yeah, they got a couple different ones.
Who's Mr. Casero?
I don't know. They got a couple. I might not even be saying it right, but it is what it is. And the ponchos they have there, which is their version of nachos.
Oh,
at Palenque.
I thought you meant Poncho's restaurant.
No.
No,
but I'm sure they have a better crispy taco.
Well, the Alpo in there is great.
The Alpo at Poncho's.
Yes.
Here we go. It is Taco Tuesday, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, you sit here and complain, I bring you lunch today.
You didn't bring me lunch.
I did.
You brought yourself lunch and you brought Pledge lunch.
Okay.
In reality.
3 orders of tacos is what I brought.
You did. You did.
There's 3 of us.
Except for, damn well you ate 4 tacos, and Pledge is going to eat 5. 3 orders wouldn't be enough to feed all of us for quote-unquote lunch.
I knew you had lunch already.
Exactly.
You've been here all day, right?
No, but it's. But I did go to Arby's.
Yeah, well, that's your loss. And you gobbled that taco down pretty good.
You didn't even stay in the room to watch.
Dude,
you have no idea.
I saw your plate in the trash can, and there's nothing on it. You ate everything.
It was a taco that completely fell apart.
Uh-huh. Well, so
as
what?
expected. And it's fine. That's what tacos do.
Any taco is going to fall apart. It's still got all the goodness in there.
All the goodness.
Yeah, don't disparage Dairy Queen.
I'm not. Although, again, if I'm at Dairy Queen, it's steak fingers.
Dude, the best steak fingers in town is Willie's. Dude, they're incredible.
Yeah.
Had those last night, in fact.
Did you really?
I did. Outstanding. That jalapeno gravy going on.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little ketchup in there.
You got to be careful with those hand motions on that video screen. People are going to see that and wonder. You're going to become a GIF.
Well, I'm sure.
Don't do that,
dude. I'm sure there's GIFs of me all over the place. You kidding me?
Don't. I'm not sure how that motion has anything to do with gravy and/or ketchup, but
well, you squirt the ketchup.
Yeah, I don't.
Right.
That's how you squirt your ketchup, huh?
Squirt the ketchup. Depends on whether I'm doing it left-handed or right-handed. Sometimes you got to change it up.
Can we put the camera right on Joe just so we can show you how he squirts his ketchup? All right, now do it.
Just like that.
That's not what you were doing.
Oh, it's exactly what I was doing.
That's not what you were doing.
Squirt. Just there you go. How do you guys squirt ketchup? I mean, jeez. It's funny. All of you listening today, however you're doing that, we appreciate you. But, you don't bring your coworkers lunch anymore because all you do is get grief.
You don't get grief.
You get grief.
Who's giving you grief?
Grief. You.
Who?
You are.
You didn't bring me lunch. You brought Pledge lunch, and he didn't even eat it.
3 orders of tacos.
Uh-huh. No sides?
There's 3 of us.
No sides?
What sides do you have with taco? Rice and beans? I don't think they have those there.
Order of fries. Maybe a Blizzard.
With yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll put that in the old Rolodex for next time.
Oh, what sounds better than a tacos and a Butterfinger Blizzard from Dairy Queen?
Butterfinger?
Heath
bar. Now we're talking.
Oreo. Reese's.
All right. I feel really underappreciated today.
Yeah, you should.
It's all right. I do.
You should.
Uh-huh.
Looking at some of the comments on YouTube, based on our lunch orders today, we should have the runs at some point before 6 o'clock. Now, we know who's not running. That is Dak Prescott. That apparently by design, according to Jerry. We'll explain coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the Hurt app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. Hurt is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The Hurt app is available in the App Store and Google Play, and you can learn more about the Hurt app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed?
Talking about it
in the stadium, the 325 sundial effect. It just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up.
Okay, noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
Meet Cheryl.
Hey.
She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Getting arrested can feel like a sucker punch to the face. Don't accept mediocrity while staying down for the count. Get up and fight for your reputation and your future. At Barton & Associates, we have a stable of hard-hitting and aggressive lawyers ready to get your life back on track. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit TexasArrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, is now taking orders for Thanksgiving smoked turkeys and holiday parties. Hurry, their whole smoked turkeys sell out every year. Order a freshly smoked, perfectly seasoned turkey and add their delicious side dishes for your best Thanksgiving dinner ever. Having a holiday party? Let Smoky Moe's bring the food. Choose from their classic Texas barbecue to their special holiday catering menu. Order now at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com or call a Smoky Moe's near you. Smoky Moe's, the pit is lit.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, undefeated in the SEC, take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Tuesday afternoon. Lots going on in the world of sports. Lots going on here on The Blitz. Lots of things to give away today.
Nice.
Well, we've got tickets to go see UTSA in Memphis to give away before 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And we still have some of those World Series rings to give away. In fact, the World Series may very well come to an end tonight.
Wow.
And I was told we have a $50 gift card to give away to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill, which is over on Calabro Road.
All right.
They gave me 2 pages of notes on this place. It looks fantastic.
Well, it's $50. You go.
It's $50.
Yeah.
All dishes at the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill are made using family recipes that have been passed down for generations. Generations. I love a good Mediterranean type Greek restaurant.
Sure.
That's great stuff.
Yeah, it is.
So here's what we're going to do with the gift card. For the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill, make sure you're following San Antonio Sports Star on Instagram at SA Sports Star. And just follow and send a DM that just simply says, I want the gift card.
Nice.
And everybody that can actually follow those very simple instructions, Ryan will put your name in a prize name generator thingamajigger, and it will produce a winner. And one of you will win the gift card. 2 of you will get a World Series replica ring from the Texas Rangers.
Wow, so we got a gift card and 2 rings.
Yes.
Holy
And
cow.
somebody write that down because I'm making it up as I go.
Yeah.
So we're giving away 1 gift card and 2 World Series rings up until Ryan decides he wants to leave work for the day. So there's no timetable on that. But just go do it. You want the gift card? All you have to do is DM, I want the gift card.
That seems pretty simple.
I try to make it easy.
Right.
I try to make it
Now,
easy.
does that count for the rings too? Or do you have to say, I want the rings?
No, I just said, we just said it was simple.
I'm just saying, one gift card, 2 rings.
Yes, 1 person is going to win the gift card. 2 people are going to end up with a World Series replica ring.
Do they get their choice?
No. Because they obviously want the gift card, and if they don't want the ring, they'll say, I don't want the ring.
Unless we've already given away the gift card.
Well, they don't have an option at the gift card if they don't win the gift card.
Dude, I'm just saying.
There's
it's
a console.
It's very confusing.
It's not confusing.
I want the gift card, and you're going for 2 rings.
If you just want to win the ring and not the gift card, just wait. We'll give away rings at another time.
Well, I hope this is great. I just want to make sure everybody's clear on the rules.
All you're doing is confusing the situation.
I hope you guys know what the hell you're doing out there.
I think everybody knows but you.
I hope so.
Anybody want to call in and explain things to Joe?
Rings and there's all kinds of stuff.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Yes, Joe, I do. I really, really do, Joe.
All right. Now that we got that straight.
Do we?
I have no idea. I don't get to win either one, so it doesn't matter to me.
This is true. And then again, we wouldn't have enough time in the day to teach you how to send somebody a DM.
Exactly.
Would like to thank my friend John for creating the GIF of Joe Reinagel. It is fantastic. Very well done.
Yeah, thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good, pretty smooth motion, though, don't you think?
Woo! That's for catch-up, people.
Yeah.
For catch-up.
Well, use it for whatever you want.
I mean, you use it apparently for catch-up.
There's a technique for everything.
Yes, DM at SA Sports Star. Some people. Cowboys, after another I don't even want to say disappointing loss. Most expected them to go into San Francisco and get beat. But one of the questions coming out of it, something that you and I, Ryan Eagle, discussed a lot yesterday on the Blitz, is Dak Prescott running the ball. When you see Brock Purdy have the exact same rushing yards in a game as the entire Cowboys offense, and what his minimal running did for San Francisco and getting the 49ers a win, that's an element of the game that Dak just doesn't seem to have anymore. Quite frankly, I don't know that he can run anymore.
He looks old.
He does, and he's beat up, and I mean, various injuries. Can he run the ball? Now, we saw last year at times, even hell in the Cleveland game, he ran the ball. He's not doing it. And the the real question is why? Can he not, or do the Cowboys not want him to? You and I were talking about it. A lot of people were talking about it. This morning on 105.3 The Fan, the boys asked Jerry Jones, why is Dak not running the football?
You really don't want to see him really take off with that ball. These guys, these quarterbacks that run, you know they're going to get injured, and that happens. And happens to the youngest, happens to the best. It's happened to Dak. And so to the end that as we rely on him to stay healthy, that's an important part of it. I wouldn't say it's up there in red letters in the practice facility, don't run, but I would say that we want him to be smart about it, and he is being smart about it. However, he will, when he sees the opportunity, pull it down and run with it, as we know. And the situation the other night, you could say, well, when does making yards count any more than that? It's easy to see. It's easy to compare. And as cricket, that's fair. When the opposing quarterback you've got is really complementing what they're doing with their offense, with his running. But I'm satisfied with Dak in terms of his ability to run is there. There's no question about that. As far as him physically, he can run, and if we look back on it, you'll see times this year. But we want Dak in the future to do the kind of job with his arm and get the ball out to the outside. You see us trying to do that a lot and make up for anything we might want to do risky. I don't want to see him take those kinds of hits.
What, Jerry? He doesn't have to take those kind of hits. They slide. They slide. You give up their body. You slide. You get what you can, and you slide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my goodness, there were, I don't know, there were several times, especially on that last drive, he tries to force a ball in, not there. I think he probably could have picked up 5-6 yards.
You know, according to Jerry, the ability is still there, but you're not using it. There was a point in his career, and granted, it's very early, when Dak ran the ball 3 or 4 times in a game, they typically won. That's a very effective part of his game. Now, I know as you get older and whatnot, things change. You don't do that anymore. They rarely let Dak keep the ball on a quarterback keeper. They just will not put that guy at risk. But, and I realize now, especially with the new contract, although I don't know that if I'm Jerry, if I feel much different about the last contract he signed versus this contract, it's still a boatload of money. And at the time, amongst the highest paid, you can't treat him differently because, man, I can't risk him getting hurt. I mean, he got hurt before, and you still paid the guy. So if that's an element of his game, don't you have to let him play? Especially in a game where, you know, I understand when they were down 21, all right, well, it ain't worth the risk. But now you've got it within 1 score, and you're rolling out, and there's green grass in front of you, and nobody's open. Tuck the damn ball and go get the first down and keep the drive alive.
You've heard the term, right? Scared money is lost money.
Yeah.
Right? Well, a scared football player is a hurt football player. I'm going to tell you, and I say that, it sounds funny, but it's true. You can't be. I mean, is he a football player or is he not? I mean, seriously. And if he's a quarterback that you're going to rely on to win you football games, he's got to be able to do everything. I'm not sure that Dak's being told not to run. It doesn't appear that way to me. It looks like Dak just doesn't want to run.
No.
There's nobody telling Dak Prescott not to run.
So you're saying Dak, and the competitor that you know that he is making that decision on his own?
Yes.
I think you can almost tell in that answer, even though Jerry's like, there's not like it's in big red letters up there, but he's been told clearly don't run the damn ball.
That's ridiculous. Then get a quarterback that can. I mean, seriously, it makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense if somebody's telling Dak Prescott not to run the football. Do you want to win games or not?
I'm with you, except for I don't know that he can. I mean, and as quarterbacks get older, that part of the game leaves, right? You got to change what you're doing. I think some of the issues that Aaron Rodgers is having right now is he still thinks he's 10 years younger, but he can't do the things that he could do 10 years ago. You know, there's things that Dak can't do anymore, and if he realizes that, and if running isn't one of them, but you learn how to slide, you run out of bounds, you're smart, you protect yourself, you don't take a big hit.
There's no reason to take a hit. Nobody's asking him to take a big hit. We're asking him just if he can buy
nobody's asking him to take a big hit, but if he's running, he's risking that big hit, is what Jerry Jones just said, and that's not worth the risk.
Well, that just blow. You talk.
Well, I know, but I mean,
you're a football player. You're the highest paid player in the NFL, and we got to put Dak in a glass box because he might get hurt. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
I agree, because I think he's got the ability to run, and he's had that ability to run. And unless there is something going on where he can't, is there something with that foot that, was no big deal when he was in Mexico with that boot? Is there something there that they're concerned about where it limits him? Or is it just your fear because of the contract that he has and the amount of guaranteed money? I don't care if you get lit up on a sack because we got a turnstile Terrence over there at right tackle that can't block anybody. You get killed doing that, okay, that's part of it. But running, don't hurt yourself doing that. Yes, I mean, it makes no sense.
No, and running might keep you from getting killed in the backfield. Yes. And so none of that makes any sense. And if they're telling Dak not to do that, I can't tell you how much I disagree with that and how stupid I think that is. The guy's got to go out and play football. He can't be thinking, well, I can't run because Jerry told me not to, and what am I going to do here? And you throw an interception, or you have 4 incompletions on a final drive. Yep. I mean, all of that stuff, he can't be thinking like that. He's going to play quarterback or not. And if they're telling him that, to me, that is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Again, that's Jerry, though. And again, you hear what Jerry says, then you got to figure out what does Jerry mean. And Jerry doesn't want that guy running the football. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty clear there. And then when he says it's not like it's in big red letters on the wall, okay, is it in every game plan? And remember, Dak, don't run. Remember, Dak, don't. I mean, it's bizarre, but it's almost as if they've told him you'll get no dessert after dinner if you run the football. I mean, it's bizarre because it looks like Dak wants to take off and run, and then there's that little voice in the back of his head that says, well, you're not allowed. I mean, it's what are those the invisible fence things that they put in your yard for dogs sometimes? The little shot collar thing. It's like it's like, oh, you look like you're about to run. No.
Jerry's up in the suite
the ball.
pushing buttons.
I mean, doesn't it come? I mean, you hear that from Jerry and you watch him play because there's times where it looks like Dak wants to go do it, and there was a time he could, and he's got that look. I might could again. But he's getting that shot collar.
Wow. I see. All of this just feeds into my narrative that why do you keep this guy around? If he can't do it, if you're scared to let him play, what good is he? I mean, it doesn't matter now because you're stuck with him.
You're stuck with him.
But it makes no sense. If he can't run, he's too hurt to run.
No, Jerry said he can run. They don't want him to.
Whatever.
I mean, let's take a whole element of your game out. Let's pay full price but get half of what you can do.
If that's the case, and maybe Shireen Williams, when she joins us later here on the Blitz, will know the answer to that. But if that's the case, that has to be the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I mean, it's right up there. Again, You look at a Dak Prescott, and I see some of the comments, at his age and his prime, his quarterback play, although this year he's certainly not playing at that level. You're getting an average quarterback from Dak Prescott, or average quarterback play right now from Dak Prescott.
Well, I hope that when Prescott talks, and he normally does that on Thursday, right? Isn't that typical Dak, Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah.
Whenever that somebody will ask him that question. Are you being told not to run? Are you just not running? Or what's the problem? And I hope Dak gives him a straight answer.
Sure. Straight answers. That's what we expect from the Cowboys.
Well, Dak is, look, of all the criticism I give the guy, he's a pretty good podium player.
He won't run from the question, will he?
He's an MVP at the podium.
Yeah. Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs, they were on Micah's podcast last night.
Gosh.
You talk about running from questions. Let's talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, because of course you do. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, San Antonio, the Spurs in OKC taking on the Thunder. How are they going to fare? And I'll be back in the saddle, back in San Antonio. Can't wait to see my buddy Rob and to hang out with you guys. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Meet Cheryl.
Hey.
She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as your UTSA Roadrunners take on the Memphis Tigers. And remember to wear black. It's the lights out game and UTSA salute to local businesses. Tickets start at just $21 at GoUTSA.com. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Memphis Tigers this Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Kickoff at 11 a.m. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game. It's an experience.
If you're tired of drinking the same old beer, good news for you, friends. Karbach Brewing has you covered. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. No matter what you like, they can improve on what you've been drinking. Whether it's a Hopadillo, a Love Street, or a Crawford Bock, they've got something for everybody. Karbach has one of the leading IPAs in San Antonio, Hopadillo IPA, an iconic Texas IPA packed with the bitterness of hops from around the world that the hop monster craves. And one of Karbach's leading brands, the top seller in San Antonio, in fact, is the Love Street Blonde. It's a state of mind, a San Antonio state of mind. It's a Kolsch-style blonde, hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has the clean malt profile that you're looking for. And if you're used to drinking cerveza, they've got that as well. The Karbach Cerveza Especial is right for you. Like I said, something for everybody. And when you're in Houston, make sure you go check out the brewery, check out all the beers they have on tap. But while you're here in San Antonio, you want to try something new, why don't you try out a Karbach?
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy. At Joe Reinagel 210 on Twitter. At Jason Minix. The station at SA Sports Star. Same for Instagram. In fact, if you are following at SA Sports Star on Instagram, or if you're not, go hit the follow button and then send a direct message saying, I want the gift card. And at the end of the show, we're randomly going to select somebody to win a $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill, which is over on Calabria Road.
Nice. Sounds like a great place.
Does, reading about it?
Yeah.
Looks fantastic. So just simply a direct message, I want the gift card. One person will get the $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Two people as a consolation prize. We'll end up with a replica Texas Rangers World Series ring.
Nice. So the Dodgers will be getting World Series rings, it appears.
It does.
It does.
The fact that their
pitching staff has been fantastic.
They have, but the Yankees hitters have sucked. I saw, was it Barstool last night that posted, they've taken the stripes away from Aaron Judge. I mean, Aaron Judge is having a playoff performance the likes of Dak Prescott. It just isn't very good.
No, it's really not. None of those guys are really doing anything for the Yankees. I mean, it was 4-2 last night, but was a lot closer than it should have been. I mean, they just shut them down for most of the game.
Got those too late when it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, you see headlines this morning. Dodgers hold off Yankees rally. It's like, okay.
Well, there was a rally. I mean, they scored too late.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Headline writers trying to make this series interesting. Kind of feels like a sweep tonight. I mean, if you're the Dodgers, man, go ahead and plan the parade and your weekend plans.
Yeah, Fox has got to be extremely disappointed.
Yes.
With having this matchup, two biggest media markets in the country, and then boom.
Boom. Oh, well. Part of it.
It happens.
So must-watch television yesterday with Micah Parsons on the Edge podcast because his guest was Trevon Diggs, whose brother, by the way, Stephon, out for the season, ACL. Sucks for you Texans fans.
Wow, that was a shot.
What?
Right at Pledge. Hit him right in the heart.
What do you mean?
You just hit Pledge right in the heart with that shot.
Was that a shot? It sucks, does it not?
Yeah, it's more the way and the connotation of what you said. It sucks for you Texans fans.
It does suck for you Texans fans. You guys can't have nice things. It's clear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's going to catch the football now for Houston?
John Mechie.
Well, Tank Dell's going to have to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got somebody to throw it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Unfortunately, he's running for his life most of the time.
At least he can run.
That's the only offensive line worse than the Cowboys, I think.
Yeah, ask the Jets. Aaron Rodgers would like a word with you.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of guys that need to go away.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a bum.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's so much to get into with Micah's comments with Diggs yesterday. Do you want to focus a lot on the Mike Leslie stuff or the Dan Quinn stuff?
You know, both are interesting, and but the Dan Quinn stuff, I think, could get some people talking around the Star.
So, now, Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs on the podcast, right? Talking about Washington. And I realize they all like Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's a good dude. But at the same time, when you're saying this, are you throwing your current staff under the bus, or are you giving us some insight into what was in the building and what's not in the building anymore?
All the tangibles, bro. I'm seeing them break out of sacks, continue plays. They putting up great numbers. I mean, so far this year, almost 1,800 yards, 7 touchdowns, only threw 2 interceptions, and we still play them twice.
Yeah, it'd be about confidence, bro. Your coach putting that confidence in you, and he putting that battery in your back, you gonna go every single time. Like, you gotta have that coach that's standing by you. You know, you gotta have that.
And that's who Dan represents, bro. People don't realize how high morale he had the team, the spirit he gave the defense, you know, the energy, what he kind of gave all the players. Like, you know, Shark Week, Fight Night, showing us boxing clips of motherfuckers getting knocked out. Like, that's the type of dude he was.
Had me ready to run through a wall.
Yeah,
he had me ready to run through a wall. And he's just a genuine person, like.
And I sit in that Commanders team now, like.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they don't got like superstars. They don't got like, you know. But what they do, they play as a team. You know, they play hard for one another. Everybody do their job, you know, and they making it do what it do. They look good.
Now,
so Mike Zimmer's got to be feeling good today.
I mean, all of that. I mean, at the very end, are you not playing as a team in Dallas, Mr. Diggs? Now, again, I because this was a big part of it too. You know, the media will take anything and just run with it, but that was not the intent. But how do you hear that and not look at that as a shot at Zimmer and this current coaching staff and what's going on in the locker room? And at no point did they light bulb go off in their head saying, you know, this is probably going to come across as a shot at our current locker room while we're complimenting somebody else, but that's a coach that instilled confidence. Man, we used to have so much fun. We used to do this, and he had us ready to go.
For that guy.
And
wow.
Yeah.
So many things, right? Dan Quinn. Be funny if Diggs and Parsons were playing in Washington.
Well,
soon.
I mean, Diggs, I don't know. I mean, Micah's not going anywhere. But when you look at that and you think about that, is that some honest insight into what is going on in the Cowboys locker room? You know, because we know Dan Quinn was known as a player's coach. None of that really surprises me, that morale was high, player's coach versus a hard-ass coach like Zim. But can Zim motivate men? Dan Quinn did, but let's keep in mind, I mean, there are a lot of people ready to run off Dan Quinn. After Leighton Vander Esch got hurt, that defense wasn't the same. Now, was it Dan Quinn? I'm looking at the success he is having versus the lack of success that's going on in Dallas, although injuries in Dallas certainly would be a part of it if you're being fair. But just they're two different styles. I think Dan Quinn was going to get fired if he didn't get the Washington job. Somebody was going to be the scapegoat, right?
Well, and he was going to be the guy, especially that defensive performance against Green Bay in the playoff game. That's what kind of sealed his fate, I think. But look, he is doing a good job in Washington. You can't say otherwise. But to have two defensive guys go on a podcast and just glowing reviews for Dan Quinn without saying a word about their current DC, I mean, that's a red flag, but that's typical Micah Parsons on his podcast. He's going to give somebody some stuff to go with.
And again, I don't mind the honesty, but at some point, not realizing that this is making your current coach look awful while shining the light on somebody else.
You don't think they know what they were doing? I mean, you can't tell me those two guys are sitting there saying, boy, we are just slobbering all over Dan Quinn.
And again,
I have to believe they knew what they were doing.
I mean, Jerry, who doesn't ever have buyer's remorse, according to Jerry, is he thinking, man, maybe we should have elevated Dan Quinn and fired that McCarthy guy? I don't know. I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but there's a lot of things going on in Dallas, and you could tell the pressure's getting to him. It got to Diggs the other night. Trevon confronting Mike Leslie from WFAA television because Leslie tweeted out during the game, what is Diggs doing here? There was a video and a play, and it was a legit question because I think a lot of Cowboy fans wondered what the hell was Diggs doing there. And Micah, the journalist that he is, got the guy on the show and went right to the question, why did you confront Mike Leslie?
Yeah, I just felt like, it was unnecessary. I just felt like, he was trying to use my name, for clicks. And, after the game, I just happened to see it, and I clicked on it, I seen who it was. I was like, oh, he right here. Like, I just saw you. So I went up to him, and I just spoke how I felt. I felt like there was a lot of emotions, just losing, coming out the game. We fresh off the loss. I'm a competitor, so, I wanted to win. So, just a lot of emotions, and, I just kind of let my, emotions get the best of me. But, at the end of the day, it still doesn't make it right for anybody just to be saying anything or just trying to throw dirt on your name or make you, seem like you're doing bad or a bad job, because, I feel like I played my hardest game yesterday. I felt like, I did everything I could. I felt like, I was tackling, setting the edges, just doing everything to help my team win. And for him to just try to throw that on my name, it just didn't sit right with me because you were, completely wrong.
See, well, first of all, it's nice to know that Diggs actually tackled somebody in that game against San Francisco. That's nice.
I should have got a helmet sticker. I made a tackle.
All Mike Leslie, he just asked a question, what are you doing here, Diggs? A legit question on Twitter, and Diggs happened to see it. He didn't throw dirt on his name. I don't think that was the case at all.
No, and again, Trevon uses the term our media. And I think he needs to understand the media's role in the NFL business.
Yeah, and it's just weird to me that your team's media is trying to portray an image about you or trying to throw dirt on your name or throw dirt on your team's name. We supposed to be one. We supposed to be together. I know that's journalism and, they got to report what they report, but at the end of the day, you should be trying to protect us, if anything, not trying to be buddy-buddy with you, smile in your face, trying to talk to you, and talking about you online. Just don't talk to me. We don't got to talk at all. I don't need to do interviews with you. You want to ask me something, we can talk on the podcast, and we could figure it out on our own. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird to me.
Should we bring one of our media to the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
We're going to set something like that up.
Yeah, Mike Leslie, you're saying, yes, please do. Can you imagine if Trevon Diggs was in, I don't know, New York? Or if he was in, I don't know, anywhere else but Dallas? Because the Dallas media, very much like we are here in San Antonio, very easy on our professional sports teams.
I will say, and Colby Ryan on our YouTube channel says, Diggs and Mike are acting exactly like Jerry, immature, no self-awareness at all. our media comment. Now, I will give Diggs the benefit of the doubt. He probably realizes that Mike Leslie does not work for DallasCowboys.com. You know, he's not getting a paycheck signed by Jerry Jones with a Dallas Cowboy logo on the check, if he actually still gets a paycheck. But I can see where Diggs is coming from. He said, you know, we can be all buddy-buddy at some point. And we're that way when we're around these guys at training camp. You are friendly with them. You do BS with them before or after the interview, or you see them at other points. You do get to know these guys.
Yeah.
You know, your phone, my phone, full of Cowboy player contacts. I could text them. They're going to text back. That doesn't mean that they are off limits from criticism because we've exchanged numbers, or buddy-buddy is the word that Diggs uses. That doesn't give you a pass where this guy is never going to say anything bad, because the job as a reporter is still to report and ask questions of what is going on. So, you know, maybe Diggs has a blurred line of what the media's role really is.
Well, I mean, think about what Mike Leslie, the tweet. Yeah. What is Diggs doing here? It wasn't like he looks like crap. He's not hustling. He just, what is he doing here? It was a legit question that I think a lot of people might have been asking at that point in time. And I get where you're coming from, and maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he thinks the media that cover these guys and travel with them and that they're supposed to be nice. And again, the Dallas media is very much like we are here when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Very soft, very soft. There's not a lot of criticism, and so he's probably just not used to it. But you know, when things start to go south, guess what happens? Well, people ask questions, and there you go.
And that's it. When you've won 12 games in each of the last 3 regular seasons, when you're winning, you know, there's not a lot to criticize, right? And you have a bad game, you can say, well, that was a bad game. This year, that defense has been awful. That defense has been awful. And I can only imagine the questions that Diggs and those defenders are going to get when they get back to work tomorrow, because today is the player day off, when, I don't know, questions about Dan Quinn and how he had everybody fired up and ready to run through a wall. Is Mike Zimmer not doing that for you? I'm going to guess there's going to be questions about that this week.
There's no doubt. There has to be. People listen to Micah's podcast for that reason.
Yep.
I heard something today, and I'm going to check it, so I'll put an asterisk by it.
Uh-huh.
I heard on a show that the only defense worse in the NFL is the Carolina Panthers. The Dallas Cowboys are next to last.
The only thing that surprises me there is they're not last. I mean, the run game is last.
I'm going to look that up, and if I have to issue a correction, I will.
I think you'll be all right.
You think so?
It's just a bleep storm in Dallas. That's all it is. Kind of like the one in Moscow. We'll explain coming up here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, I want to talk to you about Stevens Roofing. Been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time. So proud to do so. They're a great company, family-owned company, local company. Your roof covers your home, covers your family. You want and need a reliable roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. It doesn't matter. They've got folks that can do everything. You've got a commercial building you need a new roof on. Stevens Roofing can handle that. You want a metal roof on your house? Well, Stevens Roofing can do that as well. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is call them, 210-785-0994. And now, if you're looking to save a little money, like most of us on planet Earth these days, and you've been thinking about going solar, well, guess what? Stevens Roofing can help you out there as well. Solar panels, increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. Often, they will increase the value of your home. And there are even options to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. We all know how important that can be these days. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Look, Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
You're listening to The Blitz Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon. The back-to-back road trip ends in Atlanta with the boys taking on the Falcons.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google JoeGomezLaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
Really, anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The $50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs have sent Devin Vassell and C.D. Sissoko to Austin to participate in the Austin Spurs training camp. Move signal to the Spurs want both of those guys in playing shape. Looks like a return is close. Stephon Diggs, the Texans wide receiver, his season is over. He's got an ACL tear, and he's done for the year. And there's been a benching. The Indianapolis Colts bench Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz. Easy for me to say. On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's that Arby's sandwich.
Yeah, you think?
Coming back to haunt you.
Yeah, I don't think that's Arby's.
Arby's.
That's the leftover crud.
Fake meat.
Why are you going to hammer Arby's? What have they done to you?
Nothing.
Of all places. Arby's is fine.
It's fine. That's great. That's what you like. That's great.
Dude, a beef and cheddar every now and then is good.
It's a... Is it real beef?
Yes.
Are you sure? You know this for a fact.
Well, do you know anything? Do you know anything you get?
I'm just saying, Pledge is in there adamant. I'm just going, you know that for a fact. And he's like, no.
Yeah, they showed me the cow.
Yeah. What do you guys have, stock in Arby's or what?
No.
I'm just wondering.
Same stock you have in Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen tacos. You know, and have you ever noticed, like, you know, they just pull out a bag from the freezer and start making your tacos with bag-o meat. You don't know that it's real.
All right, I will apologize to Arby's. I just yes, Arby's meat is real.
Well, what did you think it was?
There is no evidence that the chain uses imitation meat. Unless they're just hiding it very well.
I mean, there's no evidence.
Okay, I mean, just said I owe Arby's
because
an
you're
apologies.
too much of a freaking snob to go eat at Arby's for whatever reason.
There it is.
Why do you not like Arby's? I mean, at what point, what happened in your life where you said, yeah, I can't go there?
Well, nothing happened. I just don't. There's no reason. There's just a lot of other better options.
Better options.
In my mind.
In your mind.
Yes.
That's not true. I know what it is.
What is it?
There's not one close to him, so it's not in his bubble or anywhere on his drive, so he just never goes.
Well, see, that's not true because he had to pass Arby's to get to the Dairy Queen, right?
Did I?
You did.
I passed an Arby's?
You do. It's across from Slotsky's. Right there at the corner of Parent Vital and 410, which is part of the reason why I go. I went to Whataburger yesterday. I didn't want a burger today. I know my wife's probably going to do tacos tonight for dinner because it's Taco Tuesday. So I was deciding, do I want Arby's or do I want Schlotsky's? Because as I was coming off 410 at Parent Vital, what was I going to get?
Now, out of those two choices, I would have picked Slotsky's.
But I get Slotsky's a lot. I wanted something different.
The problem is I'm coming the other way. I hit Dairy Queen first, so I already had my food as I passed the Arby's.
Oh, sure.
But I didn't even know there was an Arby's there.
I mean, and again, Arby's isn't the most convenient. And there are fast food places out there that people just don't go to for a variety of reasons. There's probably a lot that I don't go to for a variety of reasons. And more of it is just not convenient. Jewish Deli used to be, which had fantastic bagels.
Really?
Yeah, and breakfast sandwiches.
Obviously, they weren't that good because they closed.
Well, there could be a variety of reasons why a place didn't survive.
Well, there could be, but part of it could be their food wasn't very good.
I can tell you their food was fantastic.
I never went in there. Couldn't tell you either way. I'm just happy there's a Jersey Mike's there now.
Uh-huh.
And that was really what I was thinking. But then I got to think, I've got two coworkers that would probably like some tacos today.
Yeah?
And I'm not going to walk into Jersey Mike's and text you, hey, give me an order. I'm not going to do that. So if I'm bringing lunch, it's going to be tacos or beef sandwiches from Bill Miller. Something easy.
Something easy.
Yeah.
But in essence, what you're saying is, if you're going somewhere because you've got a craving, and
y'all are screwed.
Well, no, I know. I'm not saying, but you do that because it's easy. You don't do anything complicated.
Right.
Well, I'm the same way. Like, I know if I'm going to barbecue station, I know I'm getting 3 brisket sandwiches. I don't even have to ask you guys if you want one. The answer is yes.
Yes.
But if I go to Arby's, Pledge's order is too complicated, and by design, if you were to say, Pledge, I'm going to Dairy Queen, you're going to get like a $48 order, so you'll just say, brought you tacos.
Tacos, and he's perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, but
he likes the chopped beef sandwiches too.
But if he would have known, he would also got a double 8-piece steak finger basket and a Blizzard.
Yeah, he would have.
Yes, and 6 tacos, not 3.
That's why I don't ask.
That's why you don't ask.
He ended up with 5.
He ended up with 5.
Yeah. Only 4?
Yeah, I only got 4.
Oh. I guess that makes sense.
I mean, it's simple math, Joe.
Math sucks. Anthony says Wiener Schnitzel.
Which is right there next to the Schlotzky's.
Yeah, but their hot dogs are pathetic.
Pathetic?
I don't mean pathetic taste bad. I mean small wieners. Don't we all wish we could see more wiener? I'm just saying.
You order more than one.
Well, I guess you could.
And their corn dog bites are actually really good if you're eating in the car and you just need something to munch on while you're going.
No, I do like corn dog bites. Those are good. But if I want a really good hot dog, I'm going to the Angry Elephant.
Yes.
Because
it's a great hot dog.
Dude, they got a Frito pie hot dog there.
Yes, they do.
Outstanding.
They do.
And their corn dog bites are also elite.
Yes.
Now, Ben Bersino says Arby's makes one of the best fast food burgers.
Really?
I don't know that I've ever had a burger from Arby's.
Ben, is the meat real?
Of course it is. But again, and Ben might know that. There are places that you go to that might surprise you.
They might.
I don't think I'm going to get a cheeseburger at Arby's. If I'm thinking Arby's, I'm thinking beef and cheddar. Just like I'm not going to Dairy Queen, Joe, for tacos. If I'm going to Dairy Queen, I'm getting steak fingers, and they've got good burgers, but I'm getting steak fingers.
Yeah, the burgers at Dairy Queen are good.
They are.
Dairy Queen's solid.
Yeah, no. Again,
I'm not a huge fan of their steak fingers.
I can't tell you the last time I had a belt buster or a hunger buster because I'm getting their steak fingers.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I might walk in thinking I'm going to get a burger, and I get to the order, what would you like, steak finger basket? It just happens.
Well, I will say, if you're going for a burger, you got to get the belt buster and not the hunger buster because it's all bread and no meat. You get the belt buster, you get some meat in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Josh says
I need more meat between my buns.
You go to Dairy Queen and you don't get a Blizzard. That's un-Texan.
Could be. I would have been there for 30 more minutes, though, if I'd have ordered a Blizzard. I promise you. They were a little slow today, but
so,
it was
in
delicious.
other words, it was a day that ends in Y at Dairy Queen.
I guess so. That particular one. They're very nice in there, though.
Do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
And much like Joe and Pledge will be after having 4 Dairy Queen tacos today, headline, a sewage pipe in Moscow exploded and caused a giant geyser of poop to rain down from hundreds of feet in the air. Now, we saw this bleep fountain headline late yesterday in the show, but today there's many more videos and a lot more descriptions. And I don't know that we really have to say that the smell was awful throughout the city of Moscow because of the fountain of poop, but apparently the smell was worse than the pictures. This is where you're glad there's not smell-o-vision on your computer.
Dude, can you imagine? I mean, because that was right in the middle of a bunch of what looked like apartment buildings or something.
High-rises.
High-rises of some sort. I can't even imagine being involved in something like that.
No.
That's just, you'd be puking all over the place.
I can't imagine the cars, everything underneath. And again, you guys can Google and find the video of this. The videos are comical because you almost can't think this is real, right? The this can't be real. But apparently it is, and the smell is worse than you think.
Oh, my gosh.
Worse than you think.
Now that you know it is real, though, how fearful are you of that now happening in your life?
Oh, I'm not.
I'm not fearful.
I'm not. I mean,
I hope that never happens.
I mean, again, what if it happens? What do you do? The fact that it can happen, I guess you always know it happens or could happen. But I'm not going to walk around the rest of my life in fear that I'm going to come across a literal poop storm.
Unbelievable. I got sick with a poor dude in Shawshank Redemption crawling through that sewer. Dude, I wanted to puke with him.
Nope.
Great movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
So the Cowboys-Bengals game.
Yes.
On Monday Night Football. December 9th. It's going to be a great Monday night. The Blitz is going to be live out at the Roo Pub on that Monday. And apparently ESPN thinks that game might need a little bit of help. So on ESPN Plus, they're going to have a Simpsons Fun Day Football alternate broadcast.
I can't wait to see how that is, quite frankly.
You won't watch a second of it.
Well, I probably will.
Pledge will.
I'm a big Homer Simpson guy. I like him. But, I mean, just to see what that's all about. Is it going to be stupid?
Well, I mean, we've seen them do things like this before, and actually it's pretty damn creative. It's impressive how they do it. I just didn't think that, man, a Cowboys game, they feel like they need to break out the extras for that to make it interesting and watchable.
Well, have you seen Cincinnati play?
Have you seen the Cowboys
I
play?
have.
You talk about a defense that might be as bad as Dallas, and it's Cincinnati.
It's going to need a little help at that point in time. And both of them are just kind of tanking the season away. You know, I say that, but I'm not going to – I actually like Dallas's chances this week. I'm just saying.
Against Atlanta?
Unless Dak is too scared to run.
I mean, it is Tuesday. You got a couple of days to change your mind.
Yeah.
Tom Brady got all in his feels yesterday.
Yes. Well, it was announced that Giselle's pregnant. So I guess
it's not Tom's.
It's not. No, it's the Taekwondo guy.
Yeah. That
she's with.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, Tom was all like, "Yeah, he got in his feels." It's like sent out a tweet.
Not a tweet. He put on his story,
Instagram or whatever it was. It's the same thing.
It really isn't.
It's
Twitter
exactly
and
the same.
Instagram are
they're all the
completely
same.
different platforms.
All
but,
the same.
You know. He puts it's a sunset. Aww. She's gone forever, Tom.
Yes, done.
Yeah. Somebody else's swimmers have gotten there. And that guy hit the jackpot.
Well, I guess. And Giselle didn't waste a lot of time. You know, she's 44 years old, which I guess is okay if a woman, but it's getting up there, right? To have a baby?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
You're swimming in streams you shouldn't be in right now.
Yeah, well, so is he, huh?
Here we go.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're healthy and...
There's concerns, obviously, but it can happen.
I'm going to eject right now, okay, from that conversation.
Uh-huh.
Ladies, what do you think?
Uh-huh. Good for Giselle.
Yeah.
Bad for Tom. Good
Not
for the
bad
guy.
For Tom.
Well, I mean,
what does Tom care? How many women do you think he's been with since they broke up? He just hasn't impregnated any of them that we know of.
And at his age, it might not happen. Or he understands
at
the
his
art.
Age.
He understands his age.
What is he? 45? 46?
His swimmers might not be what they used to be.
Well, if Giselle can get knocked up at 44.
Uh-huh.
Just saying.
So did you see that video of that guy trying to pet a deer?
Dude. Just leave wildlife alone. Will you do that?
I got to ask, though, when you were watching the video, did you jump, throw your phone, scream a little?
Yeah, because the deer looks really sweet, and this dude's leaning over a fence, like a barbed wire fence.
Uh-huh.
And he's trying to pet this deer.
While videoing.
Yes. And he pets the deer, and everything's fine. The deer's just standing there staring at him.
Uh-huh.
Goes back, pets the deer, and it jumps up to bite him.
Yeah, and he's coming right at the phone. Makes you jump.
Yes.
Yeah. You screamed like a little girl, didn't you?
I didn't scream.
You screamed like Matt Cedoroff.
I might have screamed. But I was at home, and nobody heard it.
Oh, we all heard it.
So I'm denying that happened.
This is audio of Joe watching that video earlier today.
Oh, gosh. I didn't know deer would jump up and bite you like that.
Neither did that guy.
Well, I know, but, did y'all know that? I didn't know that. The deer get aggressive and jump up, try to bite you?
Honestly, no.
No. Sweet little deer, little Bambi right there. And guy just wanted a little pet. Leave wildlife alone. I don't know, people think that they can do that. It always turns out bad. It never turns out good when humans try to interact with wildlife.
Well, depends. We got a lot of great reels from people doing stupid things.
I know, and it's hilarious.
I mean, honestly, when I was in Wyoming over the summer, and we saw all these buffalo that were on the side of the road, and there was a little bit of I'm not a big creek, but a little bit of a creek, and there was this woman that got out of her car, and her dude was trying to take pictures of her, and she wasn't close, maybe within 15, 20 feet. And I just kept rolling, waiting for that buffalo to start charging her because she wouldn't have made it back to her car.
No.
I thought I was going to capture the stupidness. But she got a great picture for Instagram, and the buffalo just drank water and turned around and went the other way.
Well, lucky for her.
Well, yeah, but I got to admit, I was kind of hoping that
I'm just saying
that buffalo would start charging her.
It's a little free advice from your old Uncle Joe. Leave the wildlife alone.
Leave the wildlife alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's free advice.
A lot of those wildlife videos, kangaroos kicking your ass.
Exactly.
Those are mean animals.
Although apparently you just got to smack them in the mouth and you're all right.
Except for they might punch you back.
Well, they might.
They might punch you back.
Leave the wildlife alone.
Leave the wildlife alone.
It's good advice.
You know, when you're talking about actual wildlife.
Yes.
If you're talking about the Roo Pub, it's fair game.
There's some wildlife in there.
Yeah, there is. Although you still might get punched in the face.
Yeah, you might.
It certainly does depend. Speaking of the Roo Pub, you're looking for a place to go watch the game, watch any big event, get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. And that wildlife on full display Thursday night for their staff Halloween costume. 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, and when you get into the Roo Pub, go hungry. You know the food is fantastic. About 15 different burgers on the menu. They got the biggest and best wings in town. I love the fried shrimp. You can get the hot dogs from the Angry Elephant from next door, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. The Roo Pub, just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I have to ask the sun. At some point, is that ever going to be addressed?
Talking about it
in the stadium, the 325 sundial effect. It just seems something that we can fix. Let's put some curtains up.
Okay, noted.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
George Gets Justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-290-0239. 800-290-0239. Again, that's 800-290-0239. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect, please? 'Cause I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Man, M-E-T-H-O-D, man, M-E-T-H-O-D, man, M-E-T-H-O-D, man, M-E-T-H-O-D, man. Hey, you, get off my cloud. You don't know.
What the hell is that?
What do you mean?
What is that? Who is that? I like that. He got better as the song went on.
He's telling you exactly who he is.
He's Sam?
It is the Blitz.
Puffy Sam?
He is Joe Reinagel, showing his age.
Puffy.
I'm Jason Menix.
Well, do you know who it is?
No.
It's Wu-Tang Clan. It's Method Man. M-E-T-H-O-D, man.
All right.
Here I am, Method Man, son of Sam.
It was interesting.
Uh-huh. Very interesting.
Yes.
The last night was a great night of sports.
It really was.
On one TV, I had split screen with the World Series and the Spurs, and on the big TV, had Monday Night Football, and switch back around and watching more Spurs. Because, quite honestly, for most of the game, the Spurs weren't playing to the level of they get main TV attention because they were getting their ass kicked. But they made it interesting. in the fourth quarter, and I honestly will tell you, I thought they were going to pull that game out.
Really?
And they did not.
No, they didn't.
They did not.
Look, it's a game 3, right? You see, and Wemby wasn't feeling all that great last night, even though he still played Wemby-like, but he's a little bit under the weather. You could hear that in his post-game comments. But it's so early. It really is. I don't know what this team can be yet.
Well, and again, they've got to figure that out. And, Pop's like, yeah, it's same old thing with the Spurs.
It was just kind of a carbon copy of the game the other night where, we didn't play well in the first half and we came back and did a lot better things. But it's the same story. In the first half, we gave up too many offensive rebounds, turned it over too much. Second half, we cut that in half, and that kept us in the ballgame. We didn't shoot well, I'm guessing. I didn't look. But if you're not going to shoot well, you can't turn it over and you can't give up offensive boards. And we did a good job of those two things in the second half, and it keeps you in the game. It's as simple as that. After that, it's about making shots.
It's interesting, and Pop comments on Jeremy Sohan's performance too, but I wonder, and in all seriousness, and I think maybe Jeremy is about to step up and really be somebody in that lineup, but he took 19 shots last night. Wemby takes 14 shots. Shouldn't that be the other way around?
It should be, although I don't feel like the 19 shots from Jeremy were bad shots. They were within the offense. And I don't know if Wemby was passing up a bunch of shots. And, but dude played 35 minutes last night while not feeling well. 1 of 5 from 3. And the Spurs, they still can't shoot. 10 of 33, from three-point range, and that's not going to get it done. And again, the way the offense was going last night, I wasn't mad at the shot selection from Jeremy. I don't think the ball was just getting to him and he was shooting. It felt like it was in the offense. The one that I'm concerned about was Keldon, because I'm not sure what the hell he was doing, and he wasn't having a good night shooting the ball either. And it felt like every time he got the ball, regardless, he was trying to shoot, whether it was a good shot or not a good shot.
Yeah, he was 3 for 11 last night is what he was. So Chris Paul had perhaps his best game as a Spur, I would say. Scoring 16 points, and I think he's getting a little more comfortable as well. Like I say, it's the third game. They've got a tough game tomorrow in Oklahoma City. That's gonna be a tough one.
So where do they go? Oklahoma City and then Utah.
And then
right?
Utah, which should be a win. So you can split this road trip unless who knows? Maybe they pull up, because I know that Wemby takes that Chet Holmgren battle and that matchup personally. He likes that one.
Well, yeah, he progressed, all of last year.
Of course, I'm very excited to go back on the winning track, with my team. It's in Oklahoma City. They've been playing really good basketball. I've watched all their games so far, so it's always a good challenge.
Yeah, it always is, and that's always going to be one of those. And then you see Paolo Banchero last night,
dude,
just unbelievable. That guy's finally. He's been good since he got into the league, but it seems like he's taken a step up so far this year.
Yeah, 106-101. Spurs lose last night to the Rockets. Now 1-2 on the season. Houston 2-2. And again, I don't know how much better the Rockets are than the Spurs. And at the end of the year, where it's all going to shake out, I think expectations are higher for Houston, but. To split with those guys early. But last night, as bad as things were, the fact that they came back, made it a game, would they get within 2 or within 4 late in that fourth quarter? Yeah. And just couldn't get over the hump. There were other points in that game where they just couldn't get it to single digits. And then once they did in that fourth quarter, and you could see it coming together. And I know it's early in the season, but through 3 games, last year, that was a game that they would have lost by 20.
Yeah, and you can look at it that way, of course. It's a game Saturday night, right, that they would have blown last year, I think. They would have lost that game because Houston was coming back and doing that. So I think you can take some baby steps like that. I'll be happy when Devin Vassell gets back and they get the whole group together.
I mean, and again, once Devin gets back, hopefully that helps some with the shooting, although in the fact that he's going to go to training camp with the Austin Spurs, apparently,
it's a good sign.
He's closer to getting back than not, so that is a good sign. You know, one of the things is we try to figure out what the hell is going on with the Dallas Cowboys this year. Jerry said some things on the radio this morning that make me wonder, is this year the suckage? Is it kind of by design? We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need your logo on a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt. This time of year, a half zip, a jacket. Sam will get you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, short sleeve, long sleeve, sweatshirts, go in and see Sam. He'll get you taken care of. If you need caps, he has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. He's got the Katie caps, Nike, Cap America, to name a few. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big. You need one item, a dozen item, 25,000 items, anywhere in between. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900. 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, next to the Big Lots across from McDonald's, or go to the website samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, San Antonio, the Spurs in OKC taking on the Thunder. How are they going to fare? And I'll be back in the saddle, back in San Antonio. Can't wait to see my buddy Rob and to hang out with you guys. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Saturday, be at the Alamo Dome as your UTSA Roadrunners take on the Memphis Tigers. And remember to wear black. It's the Lights Out game and UTSA salute to local businesses. Tickets start at just $21 at GoUTSA.com. It's the UTSA Roadrunners hosting the Memphis Tigers this Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Kickoff at 11 a.m. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game. It's an experience.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has over 19 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Oh, this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free spicy chicken sandwiches from Wendy's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Appreciate you tuning in on this Tuesday, whether you're listening on radio. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Online, one of the various apps. Appreciate you listening.
You got to turn that mic on, don't you?
It helps.
Absolutely, we appreciate it very much. Thank you for listening, watching, all of the above.
All the interaction on social media, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, the station at SA Sports Star. Jerry Jones said some things today on 105.3 The Fan that I thought was very interesting, Joe, because part of it is just kind of a conversation, a BS conversation that we were having yesterday and trying to figure out why the Cowboys are struggling the way they are. And you go back to everything we said in the offseason. They didn't address the run game. They didn't address the run defense. We talked about it in training camp when we were in Oxnard. We've talked about it like you want Dak to do more with less, which is a bad plan. Why did the Cowboys not do anything this year? And, you know, Jerry has been asked, is this a soft tank year? And he has denied that. But it does feel like struggling this year, in a way, is by design from the top. Like this is Jerry's plan that we're not going to invest in this year's team because we're saving it for years to come. You know, and we talked about this yesterday. He was going to, if he knew he was going to sign Dak and CD and he did it early in the offseason, they could have went out and got a Derrick Henry. They could have gone and done some things, but he waited. Why did he wait? Was it because he was hesitant, unsure if he wanted to do those deals? Well, what he said today makes me think this is all part of a grand master plan from Jerry Jones, because he clarified today on the radio, or didn't really clarify. He said it in jest, which makes me think he didn't really want it to get out the way this got out.
I basically was well aware of our commitment to Lamb and well aware of our commitment to Dak. They were really the principal reason you saw that all-in thing so much.
What?
I wanted to make that commitment with Dak.
So all in.
That's what he meant.
Was about Dak and about CD.
Yes.
And he says this as part of a very long-winded Jerry answer. But if that's the case, if all in was on those two contracts, so you're telling me all the way back then you knew what you were going to do, then you waited so you didn't have to spend other money. And I go back to trying to always understand what Jerry means when he says things. And I go with those credit card bills. He didn't want to sign them early, free up money, and then go attach other monies to future years. It's almost like this year we're going to sign these deals late because we'll be handcuffed until we sign those deals, and now shopping season is over. And now we're just going to have to live with the consequences this year. But is it setting them up to be better in years to come? You see what I mean?
Well, I absolutely see what you mean. I can't imagine that that's the case. I mean, I really can't. So if we're talking about Dak, CD, and Micah Parsons, and you get them signed, you still have Trevon Diggs on the books. You're going to get rid of, most likely, Zach Martin. I would assume the guy, the way he's playing, is probably going to call it a day, which means you're going to have to fill in with young guys. It's going to be young players, right? Go through the draft. You got 2 old running backs you're going to get rid of, I would assume, after this season, and Zeke and Dalvin Cook. Who knows about Rico Dowdle? So that means you got to find a running back either in the draft or somewhere else. So you're going to have a bunch of kids playing with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons.
And they've got a bunch of kids playing now.
They do.
And again, we talked about this when not knowing this was the plan, if this in case is the actual plan of the Dallas Cowboys. We talked about it, at training camp. We talked about it with Steven. You're relying a lot on young players to all be good at the same time, and that's not really a good plan based on what we've seen. But you hear Jerry this morning talking about, well, we know young players, and young players, they're going to make mistakes. It comes with the territory.
We're seeing right now, in some degree, the system at its best as far as the impact it can have. And it's your depth. You've got to bring that depth forward. And when you've used a lot of your scholarship money on several players, then that depth's got to be young. Not necessarily not talented, but young. Young means more mistakes, always. Young means less ability to communicate out there until they get it down.
So, scholarships. I love the way he puts that. And he's talking about 1-year scholarships, 5-year scholarships, whatever the case may be. To me, look, if you sign CD and Dak early and you have some money and you get some veteran talent around this team, it's still good enough, even with the youth, to go out and make a run. So why is it all of a sudden this year's a tank, but we're going to save the young guys for next year?
I think what you're seeing is Jerry knowing that this year they weren't going to go win a Super Bowl. And so going with this credit card analogy, let's let some of that old debt, let's pay it off. Whether it's a DeMarcus Lawrence, a Zach Martin, some of these other guys, we're not going to put a lot in this team. We're going to be handcuffed because we're not going to do the deals for Dak and CD until training camp so that we don't free up all this money and then be expected to go spend it, because he said all in was on those 2 contracts. And let's play the young guys this year. Let's let them make their mistakes and build depth this year. We're all going to go learn this year, and we might take some bumps along the way, and that's fine because they're going to be better for it in the long run. Dallas's offensive rookies have played 881 snaps so far this year. That is 6th most in the NFL. The 5 teams ahead of Dallas have all played 1 additional game. And that's just the offensive rookies. So this really does seem like Dallas is saying, we know young players make mistakes, communication issues, all of that is there, but the only way to get them experience is to throw them into the fire. So what are we doing? We're sacrificing this season. It's not tanking. They're not rebuilding because they've got a high-priced quarterback. They have a high-priced wide receiver. They have a high-priced defensive back, and they're going to have a highly paid Micah Parsons. But we're getting all these young guys experience. They've got cap money now because they freed that up after they did those deals, but it was after shopping season. Next year, they're going to be in better position to go out and address the glaring needs that they didn't address this year. I think Jerry went into this year knowing that they weren't going to be very good, but they were going to get better by getting these young players some reps. Build that depth as he talked about.
Well, if that's the case, then why not say that? Why not come out and say that instead of getting fans all excited with the all-in comment? It makes no sense to me. And Jason, if your plan is how it is, they're still going to have to play a ton of young players next year.
Yep.
So they don't have any money to spend. They've got cap money, but all of that's going to Micah Parsons next year. A hell of a lot of it will.
And you've got some other guys that are going to be coming off the books. Your flexibility in years to come is going to be better. And I get why he wouldn't want to say that's the plan, because if you tell me, look, this year we know we're going to suck, we're not going to be very good, but we still want you to come to the game and buy the shirts and buy the tickets.
People are going to do that anyway.
Well, they are, but again, why was the front office so inactive and didn't address any of the needs? And again, if his all-in comment was truly about Dak and CD back in March or February, whenever he made the all-in comment that set an unrealistic expectation for the offseason and this season, but in his mind, if that's what it was all about, he was going to get those deals done. And those deals, as we've talked about more than once, came in the contracts about where everybody projected them to be. They could have been done in March if they were aggressive about trying to win this year.
Then none of it makes any sense. Why do you spend a 4th-round draft pick on Trey Lance? Why do you do that? It makes no sense. I still contend that Jerry was hoping beyond hope that Trey Lance would be something, so he wouldn't have to pay Dak Prescott. I still don't believe, and nobody can convince me that he wanted to do that. He was forced into doing it, period. He was forced into doing it. And you see what Dak looks like now. Dak, I'm telling you, Dak's a good football player, but he looks slow. He looks old, and he looks slow this year. So you think he's all of a sudden going to find the fountain of youth next year or the year after that? I mean,
Well, it's not necessarily fountain of youth, but, again, going with what Jerry is saying, and it does, to a degree, add up. You got an offensive line that isn't playing well, and they've got communication issues that they talk about every damn week, right? And I'm like, we're 8 weeks into the season. Why are we still having communication problems? Young players, communication problems. So the offensive line struggling. You look around the league, with the exception of Patrick Mahomes, a struggling offensive line, it's tough. Although you go back to when Mahomes had a Super Bowl where his offensive line was decimated, even he couldn't save him in that situation. And Mahomes is kind of the outlier. You look at quarterbacks behind bad offensive lines, none of them look good. So, but I just, you hear that from Jerry, and you look at all the young players that are playing in key roles, where you wonder, is the guy behind him not better? Jerry this year wants those guys to get as much experience and as many game reps as he can, and they're all getting it at one time. It's like they're going through boot camp. Let's take our lumps this year because that's how you're going to get better.
And all of a sudden next year they're just going to be Super Bowl contenders.
Nobody is saying that, but it's a way to build the team and rebuild on the fly. They're not tearing it down to the studs and starting over. But it does. I mean, they spent no money this offseason. We know that. Eric Kendricks is it.
They're going to have to find somebody, and they're going to have to find a way to get everybody signed and draft for all the needs that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have a ton, especially if you lose another piece on that offensive line, which I think they will, just the way Zach Martin's been playing. So you're going to have another young player on that offensive line, unless you go out and try and find somebody. To me, that just seems like I don't want to say cheap, because I don't think Jerry's cheap, but it just seems like a poor man's way out of a situation, because you were forced into signing your quarterback, and you had to sign your wide receiver to a big contract. And that's another thing. You're going to have to find wide receivers. Who's going to play wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys? You got to fix that.
They've got lots of issues, but again, you know how Jerry and Steven always talk about how they work on a 5-year plan. You know, this offseason.
Well, then you're going to lose your quarterback.
But this offseason was not a surprise. And we all talk, was he just angry and didn't want to go do this or go do that? I think in that one answer, you heard Jerry Jones kind of say what the plan was. This was by design. This was by design by Jerry Jones. I mean, going back to, well, Dak's going to have to do more this year with less because they weren't going to go spend any money this year. The goal this year is to get those young players a ton of reps and build the depth of this team. That's what Jerry is doing.
Well, and then you're going to have to do the same thing next year by Jerry's plan, because you're going to have some holes to fill, and the only way they're going to come is through the draft. Young players again. So we're looking at I would say at best, a 3-year plan.
With the kind of money he's got invested in at 82, I think this is Jerry sacrificing 1 year to hopefully accelerate being good sooner rather than later.
So you think Jerry will go out and find and bring in some veteran talent next year? That's what you think? Or you think, I get where you're coming from and your optimistic view of all of this.
I'm just trying to make sense of what the Cowboys have done and the results that we're getting, and then hearing Jerry say that today.
I just don't see that it's going to work, though. You're going to have to hope that these guys take 3 steps forward from this year to next year. Will they be better? Perhaps. Mozzie Smith hadn't gotten any better. Jalen Tolbert hasn't gotten any better. I mean, there's no guarantee that these young players that are getting all these reps right now are going to be any better next year than they are this year.
Although, don't you have a better way to evaluate them now versus, man, I mean, he looked good in practice, but he didn't show up on game film. Cut. I mean, they can go in and cut some of these guys because they got plenty of tape. They'll have a better idea of what they can actually produce moving forward with these young players.
Well, time will tell if your theory is correct by what Jerry is saying, but it seems like a long shot. It seems like if you're doing this and you're trying to build this team with young players, it's not going to happen overnight.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of veterans on this team, and you got a lot of young players. They didn't replace the veterans they lost with other veteran guys. They replaced them with the young players. Cowboys like to draft and develop. Problem with the last couple of years, the young players that they had drafted weren't getting any playing time because they kept replacing them with other old veterans. This year, they're making those guys play, and we're seeing what they can do. And again, you look at the number of snaps that young players and rookies are getting, which is unusual for the Dallas Cowboys. It's just, I hear that from Jerry, and I wonder if this was all part of his master plan. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just looking for answers. And I think Jerry provided an answer today without realizing it that, we're going to suck this year, and it might be by design.
So then what do you do this year? If that's the case, if that theory is correct, what do you do the rest of the year? You tell your quarterback not to run and just stay healthy. I mean, what do you do? Do you put CD on ice? I mean, I think you've got a long season ahead.
You can still be a playoff team by building this way, but are you a Super Bowl caliber team? And they're not a Super Bowl caliber team.
I'm not sure they're a playoff team.
And I'm not sure they're a playoff team. But coming into the year, even with the issues of their roster that we talked about, a lot of us thought they were a playoff team. Could they get the wild card? Not win the division again. 9-10 regular season wins, which doesn't seem likely now, but it is possible if they get on a roll. But let's see. They're not a bad team, or they weren't a bad team coming into the season. They're proving to be a bad team.
Yes.
Worse than many of us thought they were going to be. But in reality, can they be a good team but also accomplish the goal that Jerry just talked about, getting those young players a lot of reps?
Problem is you're going to finish third in your division, which is not going to get you into the playoffs.
No, but at what point do you start saying, all right, now we just need to focus on a top 10 draft pick?
Yeah, well, and you got to figure out what you're going to do for the next 10 games because you got a lot of football left to be played. And I see where you're coming from, and
it's a theory.
And listening to Jerry, I can understand it, but
it might be by design.
It may be. But I mean, you better keep your high-priced talent healthy. I mean, my goodness, CeeDee Lamb, what do you have? 17 targets the other night.
Yeah.
You better keep him healthy.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
You really don't want us to answer that. But it's a thought.
It's a thought.
I don't know. If you guys have done some grilling over the last couple of days, make sure you upload those photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com, because every Thursday we judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market here on the Blitz.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the back-to-back road trip ends in Atlanta with the boys taking on the Falcons.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesome, TIX.com.
Joel, don't you just love Halloween?
It's okay, but I do like your troll costume.
I'm not wearing a costume.
Folks, if your home's AC starts making those witching sounds or the pipes in your wall start moaning and clanging like ghosts having a party, call Quarter Moon at 651-5899 and we'll send our team of highly trained
Ghostbusters!
I was gonna say technicians.
I ain't afraid of no clogs.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. A free drinking water system installed at your kitchen sink with the cleanest, best tasting water you've ever had. Better for your coffee maker, better for cooking, better for everything. Free with the purchase of a Connecticut water softener, but only for a limited time.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
And is the last water softener you'll ever own. Right now, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water station when you buy a Connecticut water softener. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call us at 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Bad news for the Houston Texans. They lose wide receiver Stefon Diggs for the season. MRI confirmed that he did in fact tear an ACL. Indianapolis Colts have benched last year's 4th overall pick quarterback Anthony Richardson. Joe Flacco will be the starter for the Colts. And it's game 4 of the World Series. The Dodgers can sweep the Yankees with a win tonight. You can hear that game right here on 94.1.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It is a good Tuesday.
Hope everybody's having a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Happy.
Happy. I know we've made some people happy. I'm going through the group messages to figure out who Ryan gave everything to. Yesenia is the winner of the gift card, the $50 gift card to the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill over on Calabria. And then, let's see, we've got John and Aaron Arsh, like the last name. Your last name is Arsh? Arsh. And John Aguilar, you win those replica Texas Rangers World Series rings. We have some more rings to give away.
Yes, we do.
World Series likely ends today.
It could. You think sweep, huh? You don't think the Yankees show any stones?
I mean, they showed some fight last night. I mean, they rallied with a 2-run homer late.
I don't know. I am surprised that it's a 3-0 lead, but the Dodgers have just their pitching staff has been sensational, whether it's starters or the bullpen. They've been fantastic.
Although the Yankees have been awful. I mean, credit the Dodgers, sure, but did you not expect more from the New York Yankees?
Nope.
From Aaron Judge, he's playing like playoff Prescott.
It's horrible. He's absolutely horrible, but nobody else is really playing well either for the Yankees. So, and the Dodgers are getting, obviously Freeman is going to be the MVP of this series. Yes. I don't think there's any question about that. Former Cardinal Tommy Edman playing his butt off. Happy that he can help the Dodgers win a World Series championship. You look at those things if you're a fan of a team and you're going, man, why'd we let that dude go?
General managers, somebody I know, Rob Thompson, says being a GM is easy.
Yeah.
And I think part of what makes sports radio so fun is all of us, even you, smarter than the guy with his name on the door.
Well, absolutely.
I mean.
Especially me.
I know. I mean.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
I mean, just watching the Giants on Hard Knocks, looking at what the Jets are doing. I mean, there's so much there. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, did you see the Giants yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Had every chance in the world to win that game, or at least cover the spread. And there's one play. They were going for 2. They had scored a touchdown. We're going for 2. and they line up goofy, right? They got Danny Dimes in the shotgun with the center and one other player, and everybody else is over on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
They snapped the ball, and obviously the guys on the left-hand side didn't know they snapped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that just shows you right there. What the hell?
Well, I mean, that 2-point no, let's go back. Why were they going for 2 that point?
I'm not sure.
Because
why
they didn't need to go for 2 at that point.
They did not.
Now, after they failed to convert 2, now they had to go for 2 if they were to score again. That's what drove me nuts. First off, why are you going for 2? You don't need it.
Well, I'm guessing they wanted to get it out of the way, but then you're just chasing points at that point in time if you don't get it, and they didn't get it.
And then you line up in a formation, and nobody's ready, and you snap the ball. And in reality, what was it, 4 or 5 on 3, right?
Yes.
You had the blockers, but nobody blocked. Nobody was ready.
Because they didn't know the snap had happened.
I mean, well, again, how dumb do you have to be?
Exactly.
I mean, the only guy that was happier to see that is Eberflus in Chicago. I mean, because all you have to do, look, man, they rep that all the time in practice, I'm sure. Dumb stuff happens to dumb teams.
Yeah, it does, and it seems to happen a lot. And then Danny Dimes on the final drive remembered he was Danny Dimes. Overthrowing people and interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care if they got the 2 points. I just needed them to score a touchdown.
Well, you're just worried about your wallet.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But in reality, you saw what 3 touchdowns get scored in that game that didn't count. Now, granted, I had neighbors over half a touchdown, so he just needed 1 touchdown on my underdog fantasy pick'em entry.
How many balls did he drop last night?
Way too many.
My gosh.
Then you had Pickens get 2 feet down, but it was the same foot twice.
That was
and apparently
great
that
call.
doesn't count.
That was a great call by the officials.
Uh-huh.
It was a great call. Don't look at me like that, Pledge. It was a great call. The guy did not get both feet down. And you have to do both feet.
Not 1 foot twice?
Not 1 foot twice.
I mean, you can't tap.
Nope.
But can't 2 taps equal 1 body part?
Nope.
I mean, but it should. I mean, 1 elbow is 2 feet.
Diana Rossini tweeted out the rule, and it clearly states both feet have to be in bounds, not 1. It's not stupid. It was a great play by the Giants defense.
Well, it was a bad play by Pickens not to get his other foot down. As a receiver, he
kind of got knocked in the next week, man. It's kind of hard to put your foot down.
But still, I mean, they practiced that. And how he missed the ground when he swung his foot around is beyond me.
I don't know, but it never touched the ground.
It never did. And you're right. That was a great call by the officials. Letter to the law. Although, honestly, while we always hear 2 feet, there was a lot of confusion by everybody involved in the broadcast. Does 1 foot hitting twice count as 2 feet? I mean, if his butt cheek lands in and just 1 cheek lands in,
that would have been fine.
That would have been fine.
Yes.
So how does a double tap, a more athletic move, not count as opposed to getting 1 elbow or one butt cheek?
Because the rule states both feet, not 1 foot tapping twice. I mean, it's pretty clear, and the officials followed the letter of the law.
But again, we always hear both feet.
Yes.
Or 2 feet in bounds.
Yes.
Well, he got 2 feet in. It was the same foot twice.
Well, that's not legal.
Well, look, there's a lot of stupid rules in this world. But that was one hell of an athletic play for him to even get that foot down a second time.
It was. The fact that he hung onto the football
and then
was
get
quite
blasted
impressive.
like he was in a cartoon.
Yes.
Out of the back of the end zone.
The fact that he held onto the football was amazing. And I'm watching it. They called it a touchdown at first, and then it was replays when they overturned it. But I'm thinking, man, and I was confused as to what was going on and what they were trying to do, just like everybody else. But the officials, as much crap as we give them, they got it right last night, and it was a good overturn.
That was. Well, I mean, the officials are really good about 99% of the time.
They are.
But when they're bad, they're bad. Now, there's things that can get reviewed, like some of the stuff that we saw yesterday. So even like Tomlin, you're charged to him. Well, I didn't know that it was in. How do you not know? Because it's scoring play. It's going to get reviewed and looked at. Don't say you didn't know they were going with a quick review. But also, why don't we have cameras in the pylons or going down the goal lines? Because that was an issue a couple of different games on Sunday.
It was. And I don't know. And I think we need all of this stuff. I'm a fan now of something you've been championing for a long time in the Sky Judge.
Finally.
I think that should be a thing. I mean, I like the officials. I don't want to lose the human element completely, but you got to get some of these things right.
And face masks should be reviewed.
Sure. Wouldn't have mattered. You talking about Sam Darnold?
Sure.
You're going way back to that. That was like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Well, it was Thursday.
Come on.
But again,
that game turned out perfect.
Again, some of us needed that safety not to happen.
Oh, well, that sucks. I needed Daniel Jones to act like a quarterback last night.
Again, you're the one that put money on Daniel Jones.
I know.
Who's the idiot?
Isn't that ridiculous?
You think I'm an idiot?
In stereo. Whoa. Jerry really meant that. Oh, my
Your
goodness.
creepy laughing Jerry's is too spot on.
Oh, my goodness.
And you're not even trying. Man, you won't believe what Jerry had to say about Dak and his running ability. We'll dive into that coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, it depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're tired of drinking the same old beer, good news for you, friends. Karbach Brewing has you covered. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. No matter what you like, they can improve on what you've been drinking. Whether it's a Hopadillo, a Love Street, or a Crawford Bock, they've got something for everybody. Karbach has one of the leading IPAs in San Antonio, Hopadillo IPA, an iconic Texas IPA packed with the bitterness of hops from around the world that the hop monster craves. And one of Karbach's leading brands, the top seller in San Antonio, in fact, is the Love Street Blonde. It's a state of mind, a San Antonio state of mind. It's a Kolsch-style blonde, hopped delicately with floral German hops. This beer has the clean malt profile that you're looking for. And if you're used to drinking cerveza, they've got that as well. The Karbach Cerveza Especial is right for you. Like I said, something for everybody. And when you're in Houston, make sure you go check out the brewery, check out all the beers they have on tap. But while you're here in San Antonio, you want to try something new, why don't you try out a Karbach?
The 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard is hiring both full and part-time positions with over 180 different career choices, including cyber, healthcare, communications, avionics, electronics, and more. The Texas Air National Guard offers a variety of ways you can serve. Earn education benefits that would cover tuition towards a bachelor's degree. To learn more, Google the 149th Fighter Wing. That's the 149th Fighter Wing of the Texas Air National Guard.
Hey guys, it's AJ from the Morning Huddle. Between us, when you hit a certain age, things start to feel a little off, right? You're tired all the time, your energy's low, maybe even your drive isn't what it used to be. And a lot of that comes down to testosterone, and trust me, it can happen to the best of us. That's where Game Day Men's Health comes in. They know how we feel, and they make it easy. Game Day Men's Health is over there on Bassey Road, across from the quarry. Their office has a relaxed man cave vibe, and they've built a 3-step process that's quick and designed just for us. First, get your T levels checked. Free testosterone test at their in-house lab. Then, you meet with a licensed provider to create a customized plan. And finally, you'll get those fast weekly treatments. After a month, you're going to notice a difference. More energy, better mood, and a kick in your libido. Don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. Call Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691. That's 210-900-3691. Feel better, be better at Game Day.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. that will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks. The unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, undefeated in the SEC, take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Glad to have you listening on this Tuesday. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. See a new commenter, one that I don't know that I've seen before. Everything Texas State. Huge showdown for the Texas State Bobcats versus Louisiana LFG Cats. Listening to the show on the way up to San Marcos.
How about that?
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. They take on Louisiana tonight?
Yeah, the Ragin' Cajuns. Big game. Texas State favored by 4 in this game. And Louisiana's undefeated in the Sun Belt. Texas State 2-1 in Sun Belt action. So there's a huge Tuesday night game on ESPN2 starting at 6:30.
Wow. I'll be watching that one.
Yeah, it'd be a good game.
Absolutely.
Now, over on ESPNU, Sam Houston taking on Louisiana Tech in Conference USA action. So I think it's fair to say tonight, eat 'em up, Cats, for both. You know, depending on if you're going K or C or both, since they're not playing each other.
Well, Sam Houston State, I just saw, is a 10-point favorite.
They are.
So we'll be watching the Texas State version.
Well, and let's remember, them Bearcats down from Sam Houston, they upset Texas State. They kind of wrecked that Bobcat season. They were the beginning of ruining their dream of getting into the playoffs, and then old Casey Keeler put on a hat that said "Took Back Texas." That was great. That was great. No, in all seriousness, big game tonight.
Yeah.
For G.J. Kinney and the Texas State Bobcats.
Yeah, they need to win this one. Just for conference, to be at the end in conference play. So, looking forward to it. A little Tuesday night football action.
And again, as much as we all Tuesday night. You're a Texas State alum. A lot of people listening right now went to Texas State, or they're interested in the program, but they're not on national TV all the time. And if somebody else is playing that probably is going to get your attention over Texas State, this is a great time to, if you're not already in San Marcos with I-35, you'll get there tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
you better get on the road.
Hopefully you're already on your way for a game that starts at 6:30. I imagine the tailgating has been fantastic all afternoon in San Marcos. And, yeah, watch the Bobcats tonight. It should be a fun game.
Yeah, it should be. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad to see San Marcos getting some big games. And they've had their share this year for sure. So good for them. Good for them.
You know, UTSA on Saturday, that 11 a.m. game against Memphis, pack the dome.
Yeah.
This is a bigger game for UTSA than it was already going to be a big game. It's their lights out game, which is weird that, you know, they're going lights out, the black uniforms, and then they get stuck with an 11 a.m. kickoff. But, you know, they don't control that. TV does. But UTSA is now fighting to become bowl eligible. And they're really good at home, and they have been under Jeff Traylor. They're going to have to be really good this Saturday morning to beat those Memphis Tigers, because that's a good football team.
That's a really good football team. And for Memphis, I mean, they're fighting. You got Army, Navy, and Tulane that are still unbeaten in conference play. So it's tough. So it's a big game for Memphis as well as they fight to stay on the top of the standings in the AAC.
If you want to go to see UTSA in Memphis Saturday, we've got a pair of tickets we'll give away right now for the 11 a.m. kickoff. We'll give them to caller number 11, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 11, a pair of tickets to go see the Roadrunners in action at Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Tailgating is going to probably start at 8, 9 o'clock. Whenever you roll in, somebody's going to have mimosas. I did see our good friend April Ann Sierra is going to be in parking lot C, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Selling those bird chains.
Oh, good,
raising money
good.
for the NIL fund, the collective. So you want those bird chains. She's got 200 more. She's going to be selling them in the parking lot. Find her on social media, and her location will be there, but she won't be hard to find.
How about that? Maybe I'll just wear both of mine.
Both of yours?
Both? Really be a baller.
Yeah.
God bless the birds up.
That's right.
Yeah, double bird chains.
Double birds.
Double bird chains.
To those Memphis Tigers.
Yeah, double bird chains.
You know, we'll be. They got to open up before 8 o'clock. There are going to be people down there at 7 a.m., I'm sure.
I'm sure there might be people there at 5, especially if you've got a rig that you're bringing and a pit that you got to fire up. I mean, what's the general rule? 6-7 hours before kickoff?
Yeah,
is when parking lots open. Does that change because it's an 11 a.m. kickoff?
Well, nobody wants to get there at 5 a.m., do they?
Well, if you've got to fire up a pit, you've got to get there early.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not just mimosas. You had Bloody Marys flowing, screwdrivers.
Just drink beer.
Drink beer.
Exactly.
Whatever you want.
Drink what you want. It's a tailgate.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. Then UIW has their homecoming game on Saturday.
Nice. Who are they playing?
Houston Christian, I think.
Okay. All right. Homecoming.
Yeah.
A lot of pomp and circumstance
Absolutely.
for
I saw
UIW.
Our friend Marcy Grace is going to be playing out at the UIW homecoming, doing a little concert. Well,
good
her
for
alma
her.
mater. Yeah.
Nice.
She went to UIW. She's going to be playing out there.
Very cool.
Yeah, Saturday is going to be fantastic.
Big day.
Absolutely.
Big day.
Big
All
day. Sunday is a big day for Joe Flacco. He's got his starting job back because the guy that was in front of him lost his job because he tapped out.
Well, and he should have. He should have. I've never seen anything like that. And on a third down play.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he should have. He deserves to be benched. And look, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to, and the Colts are saying all the right thing. They're not giving up on Anthony Richardson, nor should they. Guy's only played in 10 games since he got to Indianapolis. But the guy hasn't played well. And he hasn't really showed that he's an NFL quarterback at this point in time. But again, I'm going to give him a little more of a chance. But who knows? This could be permanent. I mean, you never know.
It could be permanent, and no surprise. I'm being told UTSA tailgate lots open at 7 a.m. on Saturday.
7 a.m.
7
Perfect.
a.m.
Perfect.
That's from Bobby Justice, who is a part of one of those big tailgates that are always out there.
Now, you could be nice and hammered by 10 in that case.
You could, or Bobby could?
Anybody could.
Well, yeah.
And Bobby will be.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yes.
I don't. We met Bobby when we were in Vegas at Circa.
Yes.
You know, hammered before 10 is right.
Yeah, Bobby, it may not take till 10.
No. 7:08.
Yeah, he may be. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Jacob Eric on YouTube said he was caller 9 in the crying face emoji.
Oh, man.
Man, we've got more tickets to give away, or you can go buy them at GoUTSA.com. Get your tickets and go to the game. This is one of those games where it needs to be loud in there.
It really does.
And that home field advantage, UTSA has been so good at home. You are a big part of that. You hear that a lot from Jeff Traylor.
And, they could use a hug from a lot of fans.
They could.
They really could.
Especially if you're wearing a bird chain.
Yes.
Yes.
Double birds.
Double birds.
So buy 2 or 3 of those chains from April.
Yes.
So you can wear them all.
You can go triple bird?
Triple bird.
Triple bird?
Why not?
Wow.
Or buy 4, you got hands and toes.
What?
You're giving the bird to the Memphis Tigers.
Hands and toes?
And toes.
How does that work?
You've never done that?
Birds up.
See, dude, you
I would like for you to explain this, please.
You wouldn't see it's really funny. And I know I like taking pictures of the feet, but I'm just saying, if you put your foot just right and you cross your big toe over the one right next to it, it looks like you're flipping somebody off.
Really?
Yes. You could do quad birds to
God
the
bless
Memphis
birds
Tigers.
up.
Do you want to toe the Tigers?
I want to flip them off in any way that I can. How about that? I'd like to demonstrate, dude, but you might freak out.
I don't need to. You keep your shoes on, man. Keep your shoes on.
I'm telling you. It's possible. You can do it. When you get home tonight, Minix, you take your shoes off.
This is what you do when you're at home. You try to figure out how you can use your middle toe as a middle finger.
I have not thought about that in a long time until right now. But if you go home.
You can do this.
I can do it.
So you can do tricks with your toes.
It looks like if you turn it looks like you're flipping somebody off with your toe.
And what do you do? What is this motion with your foot?
Well, I mean, you kind of got to turn it over.
Turn your foot over.
Yeah, because the toe's standing up. And it looks like you're flipping somebody off.
God bless birds up.
Yes.
With your toe.
With your toe.
How extreme does it have to be for a quadruple birds up?
Well, I think it's necessary. UTSA needs all the help they can get this week.
And you can do that with both feet at the same time.
Both feet at the same time. I'm a talented guy. Yeah. Very talented.
Somewhere the circus needs you.
Well, you never know.
I
can be a clown show.
You could be or are.
Just go buy some chains from April. It makes you.
God bless the birds up.
It makes you feel good to wear those chains.
Mm-hmm. Right angles bar tricks.
That's right. Hey, I can be bought.
Again and again.
That's
and
right.
Again.
Who would have thought we would have saw Tom right angle on a Tuesday?
That's exactly. I'm going to have to take a picture of this.
Please don't.
No, I will, and I'll post it for everybody to see.
You're going to put that on your toes only account?
Yeah. Dude, I'm thinking about it. Just a little extra gambling money. A little OnlyFans toe picture. You're going to show your face.
Yeah, but the problem is you try to put your foot and your face in the same picture because you want everybody to know whose feet it is.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Set up an OnlyFans. Just be the feet. Nice fire going in the background.
Fire.
Can you see it? Maybe a glass of wine right there next to it.
We've already seen that picture. We don't need to see that again. You won't make any money on that one.
I didn't mean to put the toes in there. It just happened.
Bull.
It just happened.
Bull.
And you guys liked it. Come on.
You think I'm an idiot?
you even shaved before you put those pictures up?
Well, maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe I did. I don't know. Just try it when you go home tonight. I'm not talking about you. Everybody else is listening. Take your big toe,
All right.
wrap it around the one next to it, and it will look like you're flipping somebody off.
Here's your homework assignment.
Yes.
We need you to try this with your feet.
Yes.
And tweet those photos to @JoeReinagel210. And of all the people that actually tweet photos of their feet trying to flip off Reinagel, somebody will win a replica Texas Rangers World Series toe ring.
Perfect. I will pick a winner. I'll let you look at them, and you can pick a winner.
No, this is all you, man.
All right.
This is just all you.
Go right ahead. I dare you.
I dare a lot of people.
I
dare a lot of people.
Yes, everybody.
I'm guessing if you wanted one of those rings, this might be the easiest way for you to get one because there can't be a whole lot of people willing to do this.
I mean, people are going to want to try. Look at Jacob Barrett. He's going to try it.
He's not going to submit a photo of his feet flipping off Joe Reinagel.
He's going to.
In fact, to know that it's really your feet, you need to have in your photo a piece of paper that says Toe Reinagel. And today's date, 10/29.
Okay, perfect. All of you, when you get home, if you need a cocktail or something, go ahead and do that.
Well, you got to get lubricated up just for this?
Some people might. I don't. I can go home and do it right away. It's no issue.
We're still talking about using your toes to flip people off, right?
Whatever you think, buddy. Yes, that too.
Eli G says, I'll put the ring on my toe.
There you go.
Renee's giving you a new nickname, Long Toe Joe.
You know, I guess that toe is pretty long.
Good Lord.
But it works. It just sticks right up there.
What?
It sticks right up there.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm glad we give our listeners homework.
But you've got the assignment.
You got the assignment. Here we go.
Jacob's got questions. Answer those questions on YouTube. It's really not that complicated.
It's really not.
Or maybe it is. If Toe Reinagel can figure this out, so can you. That's the bottom line.
It's a talent.
It is a talent.
Yeah, it's a talent.
Micah Parsons and Trevon Diggs, they're very talented on the football field. On their podcast, well, they explain why they took and went after a local Dallas media member. It's the media's fault. We'll explain. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. You think about the Cowboys this week with the Falcons game. Texans play on Thursday night. They're going to be without Diggs. Game 4 of the World Series is tonight. Spurs play tomorrow night. You want to win money watching all those games? Make sure you're playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Last night, I did a flex entry. So, you know, what that means is I had to get not all of them right, and thank goodness, because I had neighbors with over 0.5 of a touchdown. He didn't score, but I still won some money last night. You can do that with their Pick'em game. You can win up to 1,000 times your money just choosing higher or lower on player stats like passing yards, touchdowns, three-pointers, rebounds when it comes to Wemby. Whatever the stats are, you look at them and you put your skill to the test and build your Pick'em entry. In this season, Underdog is running a special, a promo, or a bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, where you can pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts, you'll get adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at getting the win, and free picks, basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 for that pick to win. All new users get a free pick, so download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Promo code STAR at Underdog Fantasy. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The Morning Huddle.
This is the second time in a row where Rob has conveniently forgotten his wallet the day that we go get lunch.
I didn't suggest lunch today, though.
We
You
do
did.
lunch almost every Wednesday.
I'd forgotten the day.
They brought us our checks, and then Rob, hey, one of you guys is going to have to cover this. I don't have my wallet.
Oh,
man. And I said, wait a minute, that's exactly what you said last week.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The future of cool, comfortable sleep is here. Introducing the new Sleep Number Climate Cool Smart Bed. The only smart bed in the world that actively cools and effortlessly adjusts to both of you. Sleep up to 15 degrees cooler on each side. It actively cools to keep you cool and comfortable throughout the night. Save on smart beds now during our fall sale, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas, exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free spicy chicken sandwiches from Wendy's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
What's on? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL, Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Just saw a comment. Hand out candy or watch Texans on Thursday night? Trick or treat? I don't know. I'm watch football.
Yes.
You know, for those of you with little kids, that's tough. But you got to take your kids trick-or-treating. And
you
I know
do it early, though.
Well, you could do it early, although the game's going to start at, 7? Here's a pro tip for you. The game will be right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. So you can carry your radio and listen to the game, but it's got to be radio. I don't know if we can, are we legal? We don't carry it online because of NFL rules and stuff. But if you've got a little radio, you'll be able to do that. Listen to the radio if you're driving around in your car, following the kids. The game will be on 94.1. We will have the Texans game on Thursday night here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
That's hard to believe, man. Halloween already?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. I mean, I'll be watching the Texans game. I don't have any kids at the house. Come to the house.
No kids ever come to your house?
No.
See, Reinagel actually puts a bowl outside with a note that says, please take one, and it's an empty bowl. It starts empty, it stays empty, but at least all the neighbor kids think that he tried.
Yeah, it's a pro tip, but there are, I mean, seriously, in the little community I live in, is not many kids.
Well, it's an old age community, that's why.
It's not old age. There's some very young people in
there's
there.
no grandkids? Nobody has that bring their grandkids over?
Maybe
I
they
imagine
could.
in
I'm
your
just saying.
neighborhood, they should van in from other neighborhoods because they figured your neighborhood gives away full-size candy bars.
Well, no, not at my house. The porch light will be off.
You're that guy. Man.
Dude,
What? What?
I'm not.
What?
Trick or treat. Maybe I'll get in a costume and go trick or treat.
Well, you should.
I should.
Do you get mad when teenagers come knocking on the door?
No, it's been a long time, honestly, since I've done a trick or treat Halloween night. So it's the way it goes.
Come over to my house.
I don't want to come to your house.
Well, I'll have the game on.
Well, so will I.
But then, you know, the wives can be in the driveway handing out candy, getting all excited, watching the little kids in their costumes
So
come
you
up.
get a lot of kids?
Yeah.
Now, see, my brother and sister-in-law will just set up a table at the end of the driveway.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
they live right around the corner. They got a lot of kids.
That's what they'll do.
Yeah, that's I think what happens in our house.
Well, that's good, and I hope everybody has a great time. Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe.
But you're staying home.
I will, yeah, no. There'll be no candy at the door. Maybe I'll buy a bag just in case.
You're going to buy a bag just so you can eat it, hoping no kids come, so it's more for you.
Just in case.
Random kid shows up and they
Candy
get
corn or
9
something.
Mounds bars. Here you go, kid. I'm feeling generous.
I give him a handful of candy corn.
Oh, good Lord. You're going to get eggs.
Eggs.
Candy corn.
That's kind of gross, isn't it?
What's that?
Candy corn. It's not good.
It's not. I don't mind candy corn, honestly, but like one little package of it. You just need to eat one little package to remind you of why it sucks and why you don't want a whole lot of it.
Yeah, I'm not eating candy corn.
Smarties? That's another story.
Smarties?
Chocolate? Oh, yeah.
What are Smarties?
What are Smarties? Those little candies, they come in a little roll. They're called
Oh,
Smarties.
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah,
It's like straight sugar.
Yeah. I
No,
got you.
That's good.
I'm just a, easy peanut M&M guy. Give me one of those little packages of those.
Josh Jimenez says, Joe, you don't got to be alone on Halloween. You can go trick-or-treating with his wife and 2-year-old Joe.
2-year-old Joe.
Apparently.
All right. That's good. You guys have a good time. Tell Joe what's Joe going to be, I wonder?
He's going to dress up as a sportscaster.
He might.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure that Josh Jimenez went down and bought the kid a little helmet. They'll spray paint it gold so it looks like your hair, and send him out with a golf shirt and a white belt.
Or a little, clip-on tie.
No clip-on tie.
No?
No, it's not Weatherman Joe. It's retired radio Joe.
Oh, I got
White
you.
belt,
Okay.
middle fingers coming out of your toes. I mean, you've got it all.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
There's an idea.
Art Garcia says Minix, although he spelled his name like Riley and not Jason, going to tell his wife it's for work, dear. That's true. I got to watch the game for work. I don't need to be out there with the kids.
No, you're working.
I got to watch the Texans game.
Exactly right.
That's exactly what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, they playing Old Man Rogers this week, huh?
Absolutely.
Wow. Boy, the line's got to be huge on that game. Although it's in the Meadowlands, isn't it? I can't hear you, Pledge.
Jets are favored.
No way. Wow.
Wait, what?
There's no way.
Seriously?
Yeah. A, they're at home. B, I'm guessing the injury to Diggs.
And C, the Jets suck.
Nico Collins and.
Wait a minute, really? Because I
got to check this.
I tend not to look at lines early in the week, but you can't really tell me that the.
I mean, it's not exactly like the Jets have been, setting the world on fire, for goodness sake. Well, that's good.
Jets minus 1.5.
Sounds like I'm going to be taking the Houston Texans this week.
They're still favored.
I know they're still favored, but why? Because the Jets are probably the one team that is a bigger disappointment than the Dallas Cowboys this year as far as preseason expectations. Now, I know there's still a lot of talent over there with New York. And so if they could actually ever put it together, could they be a good team? But the way they lost last week, I'm just ready for them to completely spiral. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
I have the Texans +1. So if it started at 1.5, it's coming down. I mean, people are taking Houston. There's no way. Although
Vegas,
I bet the Giants last night, but there's no way I'm taking the Jets.
Well, and again, you bet the Giants, but I'm trying to figure out. Vegas is always right. The injury to Diggs is big, but Diggs is on my fantasy team. It's not like he's been setting the world on fire.
That's what I mean. I mean, has he really been a force with Houston?
Well, he's made some big plays, and he certainly had some plays last week. But there's other ways, and the Jets' defense isn't that great. So I think C.J. Stroud can have a good week. I mean, just road team on a short week always tends to struggle. But what really helps a road team on a short week is a solid run game, and the Texans have that. If Kenyon Green can get his head out of his and start playing offensive line again, although he got benched the other day, I don't know if he's going to get his job back. But, I mean, the Texans' offensive line hasn't been good, but the Jets' offensive line has been worse than Dallas's.
It's horrible. It's awful. Joe Mixon could have a good night, but the fact is I think Hassan Reddick this might be his first game back with the Jets, so that'll make a difference, and C.J. Stroud's going to have to watch out for that guy. But interesting game because the Jets are desperate, I guess. I guess.
Well, again, I just look at Houston, the way they've been playing, and they haven't been playing at the high caliber level I expected them to coming off of last year. And with everything that C.J. Stroud was able to do last year behind an offensive line that, quite frankly, wasn't very good and was beat up all the way through, but it feels like the offensive line this year is playing worse than last year, which is kind of hard to explain. But good teams figure out how to win games, and Houston has been doing that. You look at the Colts game. They should have won that game by a wider margin, but it's the Colts, and it's there, and they were able to get the win. The way they beat the Patriots, held on and beat Buffalo, they're going to go beat the New York Jets. I'm a little surprised. Although, man, when I see something like that, you go, I was thinking that the line might be too big in favor of the Texans, and there's no way, so let's get some money on New York. Like I would, if that line was 4.5, 5.5 Texans, which is kind of what I was thinking. But the Texans could go into New York and treat the Jets the way they treated the New England Patriots.
Anytime something looks too good to be true, you go the other way. And so I'll see how that line moves between now and Thursday night. But the Texans, look, the Jets you talk about a clown show. I mean, they are a clown show. And Bozo's their quarterback, so.
Wow.
So there you go.
Bozo.
Bozo. Yeah.
Wow.
That guy.
Huh. I thought Aaron Rodgers was your guy.
Really? What made you think that, Jason?
You talk
all the
about
nice
him all
things
the time.
I say about him?
Yeah.
It just, I talk about it all the time, right? You talk about guys you just should ride off into the sunset before it's too late. Brett Favre stuck around too long. Aaron Rodgers is sticking around too long.
Yeah, well, and that might be true, but you know what? It's not going to hurt Aaron Rodgers' legacy whatsoever. I mean, just kind of like Brett Favre. Do you ever, outside of pictures, do you ever talk about his time with the Jets?
No.
No, right? And it's going to be the same way with Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are a dumpster fire, but this could be their get-right game. And
well, they'll still be 3-7. So, or whatever they are, 3-6. What week are we in?
Have they had
They're 2-6 or 2-7. What are they?
They're 2-6.
2-6.
They've lost 5 straight. In those 5 games, the most points they have scored is 22.
Yeah.
They've scored with Aaron Rodgers, Adams, Hall, all the talent that they have on the offense. They lost 10-9 to
Devontae
Denver.
Adams.
they lost 10-9 to Denver, but that was in the rain. They scored 17 against Minnesota, 20 against Buffalo, 15 against Pittsburgh, and 22 against New England. And even like last week's game, how in the hell did New England win that game? The Jets will figure out how to lose.
Jets held them under 200 yards total offense and didn't turn the ball over. I was told that is NFL history.
Yeah.
A team losing by holding somebody under 200 yards, and they didn't turn the ball over. So the Jets are setting history, making history in the NFL. Yeah, they're bad. But
so, Texans fans,
the NFL.
Are you nervous about Thursday?
You should be.
Oh, yeah.
It should be an easy win.
No, they should be
Still
nervous.
Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams.
It's
Breece Hall.
It's Aaron Rodgers. He's not Aaron Rodgers anymore.
Not at all.
Sure.
Zach Wilson had better stats at this time than Aaron Rodgers has. Zach Wilson.
And that's true. That's not Joe just talking out of his ass. That's actually true.
That is true.
Sounds like it's made up, but that's true.
It is absolutely true. So the MILF Hunter was playing better than Aaron Rodgers, the legend, the MVP.
I will say, I think our memory of Brett Favre in a Jets jersey is a little bit skewed. That team was 8-3. Then he suffered a bicep injury that he played through. They finished 9-7 and missed the playoffs.
But we don't ever talk about Brett Favre as a New York Jet.
But they were really good with him.
That's fine, but we never talk. That's what I mean. You'll talk about him in Minnesota, obviously with Green Bay. You never talk about that guy in his time with the New York Jets.
No, you never do. And obviously the Jets were hoping that Rodgers would bring some of that. I just think the Jets are cursed, man. They're a cursed football team. I don't know what happened to the Jets, but they're cursed.
What about your Cowboys?
Well,
are they cursed? Or are they sucking this year by design? We'll get into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, let me tell you about my friends over at Hill Electric. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They put up a motion light over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room, extra outlets in the garage. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the back-to-back road trip ends in Atlanta with the boys taking on the Falcons.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it! How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, James Pledger. The NBA is finally back. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then, select 2 or more players, like Wemby and CP3, and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use promo code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18. Plus, age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Get huge savings during the fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West. At Ancira Nissan, lease this 2025 Sentra S for just $218 per month for 36 months. Or this 24 Rogue SV for just $258 per month for 36 months. Stop in or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The fall sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Heidner.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Texans wide receiver Stefon Diggs' season is over. MRI confirms he did suffer an ACL tear in Sunday's win over the Colts. Indianapolis Colts have benched fourth overall pick quarterback Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco. And San Antonio fell at home to the Houston Rockets. They'll take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Devin Vassell could be back sooner rather than later. He's been sent to Austin.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Hey, if you're getting off work now, congratulations. You made it.
You made it. You missed all the rain from earlier today, too.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I never got rained on, but I knew it rained because the streets were wet.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get rained on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
Shortly after leaving the wash tub.
Wow.
It happens.
Nice.
You're welcome, San Antonio.
Yes. Well, you get a freebie, right? I mean, don't they have that 48-hour thing?
Oh, sure, but I've got a membership, so.
Right.
It's.
Well, there you go.
It's paid for, though.
Yes.
It's time, though. It's the tip. It's all of that. You know?
All of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You a big tipper?
Yes.
You are?
Sure.
Well, what do you consider a big tip at the car wash?
$5.
All right.
What do you tip?
$5.
Do you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever I happen to have in my pocket.
2?
I usually have to get money from the cashier, though, you know?
So
I take care of those people.
So
I mean,
you
they work
break your
hard
5
out
to
there.
give them what?
No, they work hard out there. I always give them a 5.
Yeah.
Always do.
Yeah. Sometimes I do 2. Sometimes 3. And honestly, sometimes it depends on how good the car looks as you're walking up.
Well, I mean, the car always looks good walking up. It's just,
Not always.
No?
No.
I've never had an issue there. But you get some people, and I guess I'm okay with it, but they inspect their car. They
Well,
walk
sure, you're
around.
paying good money for a car wash. You don't want water spots all over it.
Come on.
Seriously, that's why you get a car wash.
Well, sure. I mean, my goodness. Do you do that?
Yeah.
You walk around the car and inspect it.
Every time I make them pop the hood and dry it out, because otherwise that water leaks out the back of the hood and leaves water spots on your car.
Wow.
Now, you drive a white car, so it's a little bit harder to see.
I'm sorry, people at Wash Tub.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Look at you're in there pointing at your windshield. Get this spot, get that spot.
I don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
The only thing I ever have to tell them, because when they write on your windshield or whatever they're doing, sometimes they don't wipe that off.
Yeah.
I say, hey, dude, can you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They take care of it.
So they're not paying attention to detail. They would have wiped that off.
Well, they would have.
Yeah.
But you just tell them. And
sure.
no
Same
problem.
thing. Like, hey, you missed a whole section right over there while drying, and they fix it. It's what they do.
All right. Well,
now I have seen some people in there that are like down to they're no, I don't do that. But if it's obvious,
well, if it's
but
obvious.
always with the trunk, because they never pop the trunk on their own to dry that out, and especially in my car, that water all leaks out of the trunk, and then you get these streaks on your back bumper, and that drives me nuts.
Well, they should ask permission though. Somebody's getting your trunk for no reason. Have valuable stuff back there. I mean, if I'm washing your car and drying it off, I'm not just going to pop your trunk.
Well, it's part of cleaning the car.
Pop in the trunk?
It's part of cleaning the car.
I'm not doing it. I would ask you. Mr. Minix, pop your trunk.
Do you also not hate when you open your car door and it's still wet on the inside?
These things don't really bother me.
Or if they didn't clean the kick plate there on the bottom where you're they got to wipe that up too.
The kick plate.
Well, whatever you call it, where your foot generally kicks as you're getting into the car.
Yeah.
And leave spots. And I know they don't clean yours. Last time I got in your car, I pointed that out. Like, dude, did you ever clean this?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
My membership ran out.
Well, you should have renewed.
I should have.
It's cheaper when you renew.
Well, I didn't.
Well, why not? You cheap.
Exactly. I don't know. A car wash, I like having a clean car, don't get me wrong. But it just seems like such a pain in the butt.
To what?
To go get a car wash.
Well, and again, I mean, now, like various places like Bubble Bath, really good, but you got to work a little bit there. Like Bubble Bath. There's that other one by your house that's over by the Taco Bell. And that little over yonder. That one's
brand new.
That's a good car wash.
They just built a new one right there on Perrin Vital. You seen that one?
The Bubble Bath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually prefer Bubble Bath because I'd rather dry my car myself because I don't have to constantly point out all the things they have to go over.
I just don't like vacuuming it myself.
You don't like to do anything yourself.
No, if I don't have to.
I mean, let's be honest. You don't like to do anything yourself.
Well, why would I? I mean, if somebody's going to do it for me, or if I'm paying somebody to do it, why would I?
But the Bubble Bath experience is fantastic.
It is.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wow. I've had some fantastic bubble baths before. And the experience was all right. Now, you guys set that up really well. Very nice. The bubble bath experience, Joe, is very nice.
Uh-huh. What do you do with that?
You don't.
And now that you've got that new Connecticut, your bubble bath experience has gone even better, hasn't it?
Man, water is soft. It's very soft. It really is. I tell you what, bubble baths are fantastic. I need to take more of them, as a matter of fact. The shower's fantastic, too. He's right about my Connecticut quality water softener, though. I love it. It's in my house. It makes so much of a difference. And I'll be honest with you, I was a skeptic. I really was. This can't be that much better than everything else, but it is. It really, truly is. You get out of the shower just feeling spotless, clean. It's perfect. Your hair feels better. Everything feels better. Your dishes come out cleaner from the dishwasher, as do your clothes. It is a fantastic product. Most popular water softener on the market for a reason. And Connecticut's been serving San Antonio and South Texas for over 50 years. What I love about it, you don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity. So obviously, you're not going to have any increase in your electric bill, but it provides water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And get this, Connecticut has got a great offer for you. For a limited time, when you purchase a new Connecticut quality water softener, you're going to get a reverse osmosis drinking station installed at your kitchen sink for free. This thing is incredible. Purified water right at your kitchen sink. The water tastes better. The coffee tastes better. Tea tastes better. All of that stuff. You don't have to buy bottled water anymore. It's right there at your kitchen sink. They've also got an outstanding warranty. You're not going to find a more solid warranty in the industry. You're going to have peace of mind knowing that Connecticut stands behind its products. Financing is available. They even have a rental program there, too. If you want to rent one, you can do that. Just give them a call. They'll go over all the options that they have for you. But that reverse osmosis drinking station, it is worth the price of admission. It is fantastic. Not to mention Connecticut quality water softeners are the best in the business. Give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
You invited Dak and Coop over to the house. What Mama cooked?
She never disappoints.
Well, what was the meal? We're really curious.
Well, she had the local pizza, salads, pasta dish, chicken.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for the power, performance, and reliability of a new Superstart battery. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Testosterone plays a significant role in regulating fat metabolism and distribution in the body. It also helps to reduce serious health risks down the line. I'm Manny with Rock's Discount Vitamins, and we carry the highest quality natural testosterone boosters on the market. It immediately provides you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improves your mood. With 11 San Antonio area locations, find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for all the support.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office.
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
Count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies, undefeated in the SEC, take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Shireen, I trust you survived Saturday night at College Station. Your voice is intact.
It's back. It was not intact probably totally on Sunday, but it's back now and doing good. Yeah.
Huge win for the Aggies, obviously. That was a big one for them.
Yeah, they got a bigger one probably this week. It's going to be a tough test for them with South Carolina's defense, and, it doesn't end in the SEC. So they got another tough test this week. So they'll, if it was Jimbo, you'd worry about it probably a little bit more than if it's Mike Elko, because he immediately started talking about, as soon as I leave here, starting to think about South Carolina and get on that track. Because, that's a big win, but you got to do it again this week, and that's what makes playing in the SEC hard.
Absolutely. Shireen Williams, distinguished alum from Texas A&M, Pro Football Talk. I want to run a theory past you based on something that Jerry Jones said this morning on 105.3 The Fan. And if you think back about the answers, long-winded Jerry, when he was talking about kind of looking at investments more like scholarship players, he said in that one answer that the all-in comments basically was that he knew he was going to sign Dak and CeeDee Lamb. And in the same long-winded answer, he said that they knew that they were going to have to play a lot of young players, and by nature, young players are going to make a lot of mistakes, but they have to build their depth. And I'm listening to that answer, and I'm wondering if this season is almost by design that they weren't going to be very good, or they're not going to be competitive, at least for a Super Bowl, and the way things have turned out not to be a playoff team. And I say that because if all in really was on Dak and CD, he could have done those deals in March and still had a real off season where they built this roster to be competitive. By waiting, shopping season was over when he freed up money. He's trying to play young players this year to build depth for future years, almost saying this year's kind of a whatever happens, happens, but he's got his quarterback, receiver. He'll get Parsons, and depth with these young players getting experience.
Well, I'd say number one first, I think we all know what the definition of all in is, and it's not what the Cowboys did. It's what the Rams did a few years ago to win the Super Bowl. That's what all in is, and we all know that. So he's not fooling anybody by changing what the definition of it is. And second, yes, this does feel like a soft tank. There's no question about that. They didn't do anything in the offseason significantly to improve the team, and in fact got much worse. And I think we said that all along, that this roster from the start of the season, from last season, the game they ended with the loss in the playoffs, the Packers, it was not the same. It was not the same roster, and it was a much less roster, a much less talented roster than what they had in that loss to the Packers. So it does feel like a soft tank, and by that I mean they didn't come out intending to tank, but I think they came out saying, we're going to reset things here. We're just going to let this roll with how it comes out, and then we start over with a new coaching staff in 2025 and start rebuilding. But my question would be, okay, you're going to sign Micah. You have some parts, okay? I'll grant you there are some parts there. But do any of us expect them to go spend money in free agency next March to get this thing turned around relatively quickly? No, I don't. So how long is this going to last? Like, how long are you going to be bad? How are you going to rebuild this thing without making some moves in free agency? Because they draft really well. There's no question about that. You question a couple of picks they've had over the last 2 years. But over the last, 6, 7, 8 years, they have drafted relatively well, which is why they're having to pay Dak Prescott and why they're having to pay CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. But I don't know how you rebuild this thing quickly unless you use the free agent market, and I just don't see them doing that. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what hope that they're trying to give the Cowboys changing a coach, even if I don't think they get Bill Belichick, but even if you let's say you bring Bill Belichick in here, is that going to excite the fan base? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. And I think it's a dangerous game if that's what's happening, Shireen. And I say that because Dak Prescott, obviously, you got a lot of money invested in him. CeeDee Lamb, who was, 17 targets the other night against San Francisco. There's 10 games left in the season. I would worry about one of those or both of those guys being injured. And then, boy, that whole soft tank thing just kind of goes out the window. It seems to me like a dangerous game, if in fact that's what Jerry's playing.
Well, and if you were going to do the soft tank thing, why did you re-sign Dak Prescott? I mean, he's good. I understand that. He's top half of the quarterbacks in the league. So I understand that part of it. But if you were going to rebuild, if you're going to reset things and rebuild, you don't sign your quarterback to the richest contract in NFL history. You just don't. So I honestly, I don't know what they're doing, because if you were going to soft tank, that wasn't the move to making this. So I honestly don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they intend to do. I don't know what coach they'll get in here. I mean, I think we all believe that this is the last year for this coaching staff. But what head coach do you get in? And when you make that move, you got to make sure you get a better head coach. So who are you going to get that's better than Mike McCarthy? Again, I don't think it's going to be Bill Belichick, but who do you get who's better? There are going to be some guys fired after this year, we all know. I don't expect them to go get a hot coordinator, an Aaron Glenn or a Bobby Slowick or any of those types of guys. So it's going to be an established head coach. So who is that? So all of that to say, I don't know where they're headed, what their plan is, and maybe they don't know either.
And it's scary to think that maybe they don't know either, because that's just as viable as anything. I just thought, man, I just wonder if Jerry actually told us what their actual plan is without telling us this morning with that one answer, because whether I agree with it, you agree with it, people listening right now agree with it, at least to go, well, okay, at least they have a plan. Might not be the way I would do it, but at least it feels like there's a plan, because this whole offseason felt like they were working without a real plan.
Yeah, it did. And to wait and sign the guys when they did to the big contracts was ludicrous. Again, like you said, they could have done that in February or March and gotten those out of the way and had money to spend in free agency. And frankly, probably to get Micah Parsons re-signed as well, you could have gone ahead and gotten that done, because it is going to cost you more money. Despite his injury, it is going to cost you more money the longer you wait. That's just the way this thing works. So you could have done a lot of things if you'd gotten those two deals done in February or March, and you didn't do that, and it didn't feel like a plan, and it still doesn't feel like a plan. And, I don't know, if they hadn't re-signed Dak Prescott and he was sitting here in the last year's contract, I'd be saying, well, this, it's a soft tank so they can go get Shedeur Sanders, because surely he'll want to play in Dallas for the Cowboys, and he's going to dictate where he goes, but that's obviously not the plan either. So I don't know. I just don't know about this, what they're doing, what their plan is. And I know Cowboys fans are disgruntled and angry and frustrated and all those things, probably more so than they've been since the 1995 season, which is saying something, because there have been a lot of bad seasons in that period that we're talking about.
Well, Shireen, I've got to ask you this, because Jerry said something else this morning on 105.3 The Fan, that they don't want Dak Prescott running with the football.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I'm going, well, that's kind of weird. So Jason and I have been having this conversation. Well, is it Jerry or Mike McCarthy telling Dak not to run? Or is Dak not capable of running like he used to? Because to me, if I watch him, and especially in that San Francisco game, it seemed like he had some opportunities and he passed them up. Do you think there's something maybe bugging Dak with his ankle or leg or something?
Well, we know the ankle still bothers him. I mean, that's why he had on the boot and was caught in Mexico with the boot on. It still bothers him. There's no question about that. So are there physical limitations? Absolutely. I think that's a given, that he can't run as well as he used to run. There's no question about that. But I think there's also some of, let's don't run, let's don't take risks, let's, keep you healthy. You're, our one hope to win games here is to keep you upright and keep you healthy. So I do think there is some of that taken away from him to go run. And I just think you have to be able to run some. I'm not saying you have to be Lamar Jackson to win in this league. You don't. But you do have to be able to use your legs some and get outside the pocket and move around and take the runs when they are there and slide down. You don't have to take hits. Running doesn't mean you take hits. That's not what that means. And we haven't seen him do that. So, I think if he is capable of doing it, I do think we need to see it a little more in some of these games when he has the opportunity, because there are opportunities there to move the chains and again, not to take those hits. You can slide down.
Shireen Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. I don't think any of us are surprised they lost to San Francisco. They played well for 3 quarters in that game. That third quarter was a disaster. So do you take more out of quarters 1, 2, and 4, or do you just focus in on 3 as you look at this team moving forward, like this week's game at Atlanta?
I thought it was a game they would win. They should win. And they didn't win. And I thought it was a game they had to have for their season. I thought they would beat the 49ers. And I thought they would beat the Falcons. 49ers are a good team. We all know that. I mean, they got what they got last year because they're a good team. They're missing a lot of parts off that offense, especially. They're missing just a ton of players and a ton of really good players. And they're going to get some of those players back, including Christian McCaffrey probably for their next game. But with the way they were banged up, I just thought the Cowboys could go in there and do enough defensively to keep the team in it, and then the offense could take advantage of some things against their defense and score enough points to win. And it wasn't that. And so I don't think they win this week either now. You start looking at the schedule now, and you just wonder how many wins are left in this team. And if they keep losing, if they get on a losing streak here, I don't think there's very many left. And the Cowboys have only had 1 game flexed in their history. I think it was the 2020 season. But you start looking at that December 22nd game against the Buccaneers and where the Buccaneers are right now, that could be a game we could see flexed on December 22nd. It would be the second game in Cowboys history ever, which tells you the state of this organization right now.
So, Shireen, what do you do then? And I know it's different. We're all scratching our head, searching for answers. I know that, but CeeDee Lamb is obviously the only offensive weapon the Cowboys have, other than if you throw Dak Prescott in there. I mean, Dak looks for him everywhere. Even Jake Ferguson seems to be MIA the last couple of games. Do you try to develop these other receivers? Do you if things go south, do you try to get them the football more? What do you do?
I would have made a trade. I mean, look what the Ravens gave up for Deontay Johnson today.
Yeah,
Nothing. The Panthers gave away Deontay Johnson. They gave him away, and the Cowboys presumably made no move to try to go get him. So they're obviously not going to make any trades. And you could have the receiver market. Not a lot of teams gave up a lot to get those receivers. So they could have had receivers for upgraded at that position for relatively cheaply, and they didn't do that. So it's obvious they're not going to make any, and that would be what you would do to improve the team, because they have no other weapon. I mean, and that's why he got as many targets as he did against the 49ers. They have no other weapons on this team, and we knew that before the start of the season, and we knew they had no running back before the start of the season. They made no move there, and that would be something you would go out and get. And I really thought, I think I said it on you guys' show 3 or 4 times, I expect them to make a trade for a running back, and they never did, and they never have, and they're not going to. So, it's frustrating that they haven't tried to improve this team, because they would have had a chance to compete in this division and have a chance to win this division. But, they're certainly not going to make the playoffs now, so there's no use in making any of those moves now, I don't think. And I guess you try to see what you have in some of these young players. You play these young players and see what you have in them, see who you're bringing back, see who you can trust, see what moves you got to make going into 2025. But it's sad to be saying that before we even hit the halfway point of the season.
It really is, although it kind of does circle back to the theory I was thinking that must be part of the plan. We're not going to invest in this year's roster. They didn't in the offseason. They're not at the trade deadline unless they surprise us in the next couple of days. And it's all, Jerry paying off his credit card bills, as he likes to use that analogy. And again, the reset, and I don't know how they do it, but kind of feel like this is all by design. They are not going to invest in this year's roster whatsoever outside of getting Dak and CD done.
Nope, and you'll see a new coaching staff next year. They didn't have a chance this year to win. I mean, I feel sorry for Mike McCarthy because he didn't have a real chance to. A team that was coming off of 3 consecutive 12-win seasons didn't have a chance this year, and I mean, I think it's a 99.99% chance they move on from Mike McCarthy and this coaching staff after this year.
100% agree.
Yep.
Shireen Williams, make sure you follow her on Twitter at NFL Shireen and read her at Pro Football Talk. Shireen, always appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you next week. The great Shireen Williams on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. You know, the more I think about listening to Shireen, hearing Jerry this morning, this is all by design. The Cowboys decided last year, at whatever point where they have their debrief from the way last season ended and moving forward, they were going to sign Dak, they were going to sign CD, they will sign Micah, but they were not going to invest in this year's roster. Let some old weight go. And I could see guys like a Terrence Steele, that's a bad contract. He's not playing well. He could be gone as a post-June 1 kind of cut and figure out other ways to go replace him. They won't give up draft picks because they covet those things, but they're getting those young players reps. If they only had a young running back that could be getting reps.
Well, they're going to have to – well, we said that last year. They're going to have to draft a running back.
We've said that the last 50 years,
and they didn't do it. And if that's the case, and it's hard to argue against what you're saying, but I just think it's a very dangerous game. And I agree with Shireen. I think if you're going to go that route, you're not going to improve this football team to a championship caliber football team for 2 or 3 years. And I just don't see that happening unless you're willing to invest in the free agent market, and Cowboys have shown no willingness to do that.
They don't historically do that, but maybe this offseason is the difference because of what they are doing now, setting up to be able to have money to go fill holes with free agency, and a lot of that might be determined on who is the next head coach going to be. I think Jerry is not going to fire Mike McCarthy this year. He's not going to invest in the roster. This year is a wash. The only goal this year for the Cowboys, it appears, is get those young players a lot of reps.
Yep.
And they're getting that.
Well,
and don't get Dak hurt by letting him run the football.
And that's apparently it. But if they go out and beat Atlanta, you're 4-4, and how do you say the season's a wash if you're 4-4 and you still have an opportunity?
Again, their roster isn't great, but it's not that bad. It's not like the Titans roster or the Carolinas roster. I mean, they're not a bad team. They're just not doing everything they can to make this team better. And as a fan, that pisses me off.
Well, that's the deal. And again, if they lose this game, okay, then you figure the season's in the toilet. But if they beat Atlanta and they're 4-4 coming home, it's hard to say the season's a wash. You got to keep playing.
And all their division games still in front of them.
That's it.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, you're saying there's a chance. There's also a chance you go home and you got a plumbing issue or a problem with your AC. You do encounter that, you call my friends over at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quarter Moon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. It's almost Halloween. You might have to turn your heater on in the next 4, 6, 8 weeks maybe. You want to make sure your heater's ready to go. Quarter Moon has great maintenance programs that ensures your unit is ready for every season. Call Quarter Moon at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle, San Antonio, the Spurs in OKC taking on the Thunder. How are they going to fare? And I'll be back in the saddle, back in San Antonio. Can't wait to see my buddy Rob and to hang out with you guys. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
The healthiest patients in San Antonio are at the Institute for Functional Health. I'm Dr. Torres, and we help folks get off medications, feel better, look better, and become undeniably healthy. We know everyone is unique, and medicine is never a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we order specific labs to uncover the root cause of your symptoms. All of us at the Institute for Functional Health are proud to say we have the healthiest patients in San Antonio. See for yourself at iffhealth.com and call to schedule your complimentary consultation at 468-1891.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down at T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
The 24 monthly bill credits eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced. Let our professional parts people test your battery for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What's that?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minnick. If you've done some grilling over the last couple of days, and I did a great steak last night. It was good.
I did Sunday.
That ribeye, they had them on special over the weekend at Tri-County Meat Market. You want to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Upload your grilling photos to the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com. We judge meat on Thursdays and give away that $50 gift card. And while you're at sasportstar.com, make sure you register to win tickets to go see the Cowboys and Eagles November 10th. All you got to do is register, sasportstar.com.
And if the Cowboys happen to beat Atlanta, that'd be 4-4. It'd be a huge game.
Yes. It'd be a huge game either way.
Well, either way. It's just fun to go. To be honest with you.
It is fun anytime you're going to a game live. And, man, I'm worried what Bijan Robinson's going to do to this Cowboys defense. And, oh, my God, then you got Saquon. Oh,
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But when Micah, he got to be back this week, isn't he? Are they going to wait for that Philly game?
Potentially back this week. Potentially.
It's going to be interesting to watch that during the week and see.
Absolutely. And, of course, while you're at sasportstar.com, the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Another bad week for Ryan Eagle. Another good week for me.
And the prime picks, wasn't so good, but I did all right. I won 10 games in the.
All right, so we did the same. 10 games on the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Again, weekly winners, you get that $50 gift card to the Mellow Mushroom at the end of the year. The local grand prize winner gets $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets.
Wow. That's a hell of a prize.
Hell of a prize. Hell of a career for Rudy Gay. He announced his retirement today.
Yeah, props to that guy. What a good dude and a hell of a basketball player. Great career, no doubt about it. So enjoy retirement, Rudy.
The Spurs just tweeted out, once a Spur, always a Spur. Congrats on your retirement and an incredible 18-year career. And it is pretty incredible to play 18 in the NBA. He was a good Spur. I really enjoyed my interactions with Rudy Gay.
Absolutely. I did as well. And just a good guy. Very chill, laid-back dude, and he was good here. Enjoyed having Rudy Gay in San Antonio.
Spurs with a big game tomorrow night against OKC. We'll talk about it a lot tomorrow on the Blitz, the good Wemby-Chet Holmgren matchup.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I know it's early in the season, but still, I think Wemby gets up for that. I'm sure Chet gets up for that as well. So ought to be a good game. And OKC, woo, they're tough.
They are. Well, again, OKC could win it all this year.
They could.
I mean, this is a good early season measuring stick kind of game on a team that many think is one of the best in the league. All right, how are you going to measure up? And you realize it's October basketball, right? But at the same time, watching SGA, watching everybody involved in OKC, that's just a hell of a team.
Yep.
We ready, Pledge? All right, good. It's time for our injury update. Powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Let's welcome in Dr. Christian Baldwin on the Buyers Barricades guest line. And, Doc, I want to start with the unfortunate injury to Stefon Diggs, but I'm going a very different route than what you were probably expecting, because Diggs tore his ACL, was non-contact injury. All of us armchair doctors diagnosed that watching the game on Sunday. But when you look at what Stefon did with his contract and coming over to Houston, he's a free agent now at the end of this year. A lot of people assumed he had that 1 year in Houston. He might try to end up with the Dallas Cowboys next year so he could play with his brother. If that is part of his plan with this ACL injury, is that a good plan if you're a Cowboy fan?
Well, these ACL injuries are they're hard to come back from. It's a minimum of 9 months to likely 10, 12 months to get back to be, as effective as you hope to be. And sometimes, as you see in other players, it takes even longer. It takes them 16, 17 months, and sometimes it's not until that second season until they really feel comfortable and back. So, in regards to for him playing somewhere else next year, it's less than ideal that it happens now when it's almost November.
Yeah, it's too bad for him. Been a lot of injuries in the NFL, Doc, a lot of them. And one of them was Derek Carr with the New Orleans Saints, and he's been out, I think, 3 games with that oblique injury. How difficult a process is that to get back from an injury like that?
The obliques is really part of the core, and it's really detrimental to anybody who is a throwing athlete. I mean, anytime you're throwing, whether it be a baseball or a football, or even trying to throw a bullet, basketball pass, you're using your core tremendously, and it's hard to do when it's injured to the point where it's affecting your throw on each and every time you try to do it. It can take a long time. You can also re-injure it fairly easily unless you rehab it for quite a while.
Well, especially, I mean, obviously any kind of shots to that area, if you take a hit, just trying to throw the ball. And I was a little surprised, honestly, with Jaden Daniels playing on Sunday, having that rib injury, playing for the Washington Commanders. Not that he played because, you could do that, but that Hail Mary pass, and even Tony Romo was talking about with that rib injury, it might be hard for him to get it 50 yards downfield, yet he was able to do it. Is that just pain tolerance, pain management?
Well, I think they're slightly different when you're talking about a bruised rib or even a broken rib versus a muscle tear. A tear is usually caused by just an explosive movement in the muscle. Gets injured off of the bone. When it comes to a contusion or a bruised rib, it's direct contact, so it's slightly different pain, but it's certainly impressive that he was able to do that, and what a win for them.
Yeah, Tony Romo got just drug over the coals for saying they ought to bring in Marcus Mariota in that thing.
He's worried about the ribs being able to get there.
Yeah,
it was a dumb idea.
It's the problem. All right, Doc, I got to ask you about something that nobody wanted to see. I certainly didn't. Chris Godwin with the Tampa Bay Bucks dislocated his ankle. It went completely the other way. I don't know. They're saying he could return for the postseason, but what do you think with an injury like that?
Yeah, that would certainly be tough. Vast majority of the time it's going to be a little bit longer timetable than just a couple of months. So it's difficult to watch those injuries. They're pretty gruesome. Luckily for him, he'll hopefully have time to rehab and be back next year. But for him to come back for the playoffs and be effective, let alone just come back, is going to be hard.
I can't imagine. I think that's him being optimistic. Man, by the playoffs. It's like Aaron Rodgers last year kept saying, by the playoffs. Motivation maybe during rehab. Now, Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers, injured the other day. They've got a big game this week against the Detroit Lions. He's got what is being described as a minor groin injury. Are those things ever really minor?
They certainly can be a lower grade injury, meaning that it's not as much of the muscle involved or the tendon area. So they certainly can be, but anytime you have an athlete like that's having an injury that he's having to rehab and sit out of practice for, you get concerned. And the Packers certainly are hoping he's going to be able to come back, but that's tough, especially when you're playing explosive sports. And in a position like him, when he has to, make quick decisions and quick moves, that groin can affect him quite a bit.
Well, I tell you, I mean, especially a guy like that who likes to move around, and it's got to be tough. Is that more of a pain tolerance, Doc? I mean, or can you severely injure that thing if it's just a minor thing now? Can it turn into something major?
Yes, absolutely. So, it's hard to know exactly where he's injured in the groin, whether it be in the actual, inside medial muscle or inside part of his leg, or is it more up into what we call the pubic symphysis area where the tendons can be attached. And you can actually tear those tendons off the bone, and then you're going to be out for quite a while. So you certainly can make a small injury a lot worse.
What was that big word you just used?
Which one? Medial?
No, that was I could say. You said something. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Pubic symphysis. That would be the middle section of your pelvis where it meets up.
So say that slow. Pubic what?
Symphysis.
All I heard was stuff coming off the bone, and that hurt.
Yeah, that too. It's almost like symphony, but symphonist.
Yeah. You hear that from the doctor, you're just like, oh, my God. Am I getting last rites? Good stuff. I like learning new words. Doc, always appreciate the time, the knowledge, and the expertise.
Anytime, guys. Good to talk to y'all.
Appreciate it. Dr. Christian Balden with the injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Online at tsaog.com. Dr. Balden and all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Can you imagine just those guys in the school and the words you had to learn and know exactly where that is? And, dude,
that's why they do that.
I know,
that's
props to them because, my goodness, they're just smart. You know, we ask questions, they just pop off answers, and it's no problem.
You realize that's why we have them on as our experts.
Well, of course.
We try to learn stuff.
I learned
We
stuff.
try to educate.
Yeah. I just don't like hearing about tendons pulling off the bone. I mean, that just hurts. I think I don't know if I'll be able to walk out of here tonight.
You're going to be just fine.
Think so?
It better them pulling off of somebody else's bone than yours. Although, knowing how old and athletic you aren't, I wouldn't be surprised if something happened to you getting up out of that chair.
Well, that's a problem. That's why I don't run anymore.
You never did run.
Oh, I was pretty good.
You never.
I was
You've
pretty
never
good runner.
been a runner.
Yeah, pretty good runner at one time. But I don't run.
I was a runner at one time, and I hurt myself, and I haven't been able to run since.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Seriously. I mean,
Father time, man.
You know, my calf, my feet hurt.
He is
Why?
undefeated, brother.
Just running.
He's undefeated.
Just running.
Dude, running's dangerous, all right?
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Here we go.
Unless you're running on a soft, here we
go,
road. But running on the sidewalk or the street
So
or any
you
kind of
spent a
cement.
good portion of this show bitching that Dak Prescott doesn't run anymore. Now you're going to tell me running is dangerous. Would you make up your freaking mind?
Well, running like you and me. Dak Prescott should run. And if I made $60 million a year, I'd run anywhere you want me to run.
Yeah. Let's see. Game 4 of the World Series. Coming up next, you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz.